Turnkey Hospitals provider have successfully built Ghana's first eSmart hospital in the leafy suburbs of East Cantonment. This hospital will transform the way hospitals will be built in Ghana for the future. Key structural components of the Bank Hospital include the main clinical building, the hospital, and the ancillary block, which is the administrative building, serviced with parking spaces for staff and visitors. The Bank Hospital has 2 security gatehouses. Contributing to the successful running of operations will be the waste management treatment plant, the energy farm, housing 2 800 kVA generators and a 1600 kVA transformer. The Bank Hospital has over 70 admittable beds throughout the building, offering first-class service to all patients, which include an ambulance service and a bus bay just outside the hospital. The landscaping around the hospital is designed to help patients therapeutically. This state-of-the-art building has 5 floors, which also include a basement and a rooftop. The hospital complex houses an adjacent building for administrative purposes and other functions that contribute towards the running of a successful operational hospital. Each floor of the hospital has something unique and different to bring on board. This ultra-modern hospital features an antibacterial flooring material, maintaining high levels of hygiene, keeping patients free from infections. Signages throughout the hospital keep patients and visitors informed of their locations at all times. The basement contains workshops for the following departments: mechanical, biomedical, electrical, carpentry, and ICT storage. The basement is also home to the medical gas plant, which produces excess gas that can be sold to other hospitals across the country. The basement also includes a security room, bulk stores, and a fire pump station. The manifold room is where the backup supply of medical gas is kept for the hospital. From the entrance of the building, the hospital offers a bright, modern open reception with comfortable waiting areas for all patients and visitors, as well as a VIP waiting lounge. Facilities on the ground floor include treatment and consulting rooms, an outpatient department (OPD), pharmacy, which has a main dispensary, bulk storage, preparation room, and a control room. The A&E department contains of a triage, resuscitation, ICU, and 3 wards within the A&E. The A&E also has a security unit. This is a unique feature to this hospital. The radiology department, also known as the imaging or diagnostic department, can also be found on the ground floor. The radiology department provides X-ray services, which are captured in real time. This department also has a fluoroscopy and a 128 slices CT scanner. Other features found on the ground floor are the data room, 4 lifts, and domestic utilities facilities, which can also be found in every ward throughout the hospital. A cashier unit and an ATM can also be located on this floor. The first floor includes a hospital suite. This functional space can be found on all floors. The departments on the first floor are equipped with an ENT consulting and treatment rooms, audiology, and waiting area. The eye clinic has its very own consulting and treatment rooms, lensing and glazing with a CO2 laser, which is the only one in the country, and an optical shop. This floor also houses the urology department with consulting and examination rooms. The maternity wards, also known as the Obs and Gynae ward, has a nurses station which is visible on all wards throughout the hospital, and a NICU ward for premature babies. The surgical department can also be found on this floor. This department sports a theater, delivery suite, recovery, and isolation wards. The hospital also has a doctor's lounge, which can be found on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd floors. The second floor has 2 theaters with an ICU and recovery ward. The dental unit has its very own laboratory, treatment and recovery rooms. The clinical laboratory can also be found on the second floor with state-of-the-art equipment for cutting-edge treatment and examinations in biochemistry, parasitology, hematology, microbiology, and molecular biology. This department also has a blood bank and a sterile room. The male ward can also be found on this floor. On the third floor is a physiotherapy department, which includes a gym, electrotherapy, exercise and stress ECG unit. The Central Sterile Storage Department, also known as the CSSD, handles cat washing sterilization. This department also has a receiving area, clean packaging and small offices. The Urology Procedure Department is on the third floor with a lithotripsy unit and a recovery ward. The female ward can also be found on this floor with the children's ward. The fourth floor has its own VVIP and executive wards with rooms that look like a 5-star hotel with correspondent care and services. This floor also houses the miscellaneous diagnostic area, which installs the following units: endoscopy, ultrasound, ECG and EEG. On this floor is the kitchen and staff canteen areas. The hospital training room can also be found on this floor. This is a multi-purpose conference facility which comes with an audiovisual room. 2 smaller meeting rooms can also be found on this floor, as well as a library and the main security control room for the hospital. The rooftop holds the hospital's technical outdoor units, such as the solar panels, air conditioning, LPG gas system, refuse chute system, water treatment plant, 2 smaller storerooms, and a bigger general storage area. Connecting to the main building, as mentioned previously, is the ancillary block, known as the administrative building, where there is a public eatery and parking bay for staff. The first floor of the ancillary building is home to the medical waste and sterile room, known as the ECODAS. There are 2 offices and a changing room found in this department. The holding bay has 2 cold rooms. This unit also has an office and waiting area. The laundry room can also be found on this floor. The second floor is home to the medical director's office and other administrative offices. The third floor has the office of the CEO of the hospital and other supporting offices. External areas of the bank hospital include a coffee bar for staff, patients, and visitors. The hospital and ancillary block are highly particular when it comes to detailed design, construction, and management services. Every department, office, ward, and unit has various technical monitoring lights and air conditioning system controls. Building management also monitors the usage of fuel consumption and third-party equipment. The Building Management Services (BMS) seeks to save energy consumption and faulty detection. Smoke and heat detection systems are placed across the hospital. The hospital has an air conditioning ventilation system that supplies fresh air and extracts HVAC, Hospital security is very important and CCTVs can be seen in every area of the hospital. This eSmart Hospital is run on a fully integrated paper-light system that is designed to meet international standards and give the hospital and patients security where needed. The integrated system allows doctors and patients services into the hospital without stepping a foot into the building. The ICT software is the backbone of the hospital, creating new technology and services for the people in the country. This hospital exhibits high-quality standards not only in Ghana but across Africa. With high technology equipment and facilities that will benefit the lives of many people who walk into the Bank Hospital, making the Bank Hospital the best private hospital in Ghana. The Bank of Ghana, in collaboration with Universal Hospitals Group, UHE, a Ghanaian turnkey hospitals provider, have successfully built Ghana's first eSmart hospital in the leafy suburbs of East Cantonment. This hospital will transform the way hospitals will be built in Ghana for the future. Key structural components of the Bank Hospital include the main clinical building, the hospital, and the ancillary block, which is the administrative building, serviced with parking spaces for staff and visitors. The Bank Hospital has 2 security gatehouses. Contributing to the successful running of operations will be the waste management treatment plant, the energy farm, housing 2 800 kVA generators and a 1600 kVA transformer. The Bank Hospital has over 70 admittable beds throughout the building, offering first-class service to all patients, which include an ambulance service and a bus bay just outside the hospital. The landscaping around the hospital is designed to help patients therapeutically. This state-of-the-art building has 5 floors, which also include a basement and a rooftop. The hospital complex houses an adjacent building for administrative purposes and other functions that contribute towards the running of a successful national hospital.
I'm sure many of those in the media will agree that since we have been here, we've put out a very strong statement. 100.5 Accra FM.
One body when 2012. I say I can for your bear home. We hey Kakrebi, Petra 1 or 2 of us and the academy now. Well, having said a Chiwakra, the Kakao, a Chiwaba election, I did Kakao. Now, yes, say you could. A kukudoko and a tikui. The penny for a tikui and no Kurababe, the biggest political movement in Ghana, no? And the Kofuana is Basse. The Kukudona is not yet about 2012 election. All die, all die, Dear Bema Seminoko, dear you are because of your Bema, Seminoko, who was a day or a said, he said, when Yakobo said, you had the other, want to make us out to any of pray, you had the everything. And you know, you have been near me. Ghana for here, said about the review. The South could go here. So this is happening for 2012 election. We are going to have to do
100.5 Accra FM.
The NPC is determined to use all kinds of tricks to win the 2012 election. And that is why they hate it when you say all die. Because clearly they have realized that in terms of achievement there's no track record to protect. All they talk about is Professor Mills here at Sumbiene. Today you have Harun Idris saying that though Professor Mills has not performed.
I've also been trained by how the Conservatives also operate in the UK.
That's interesting.
And I've been also trained by the CDU in Germany and the Republican Party. So I have a fair understanding of how these political campaigns work. And I believe that when I see candidates who show some of these dexterity and the utility ability to also deliver, I can see. The NPP will secure victory in 2024 and the NDC won't understand. But we'll have a good evening Ghana in 2025. Now
they won't understand or they won't accept.
No, they won't. As for accepting you, it's not your choice. Whether you accept or not, and the winner is declared. We had our own reservations about 2012. But I'm saying this because I'm not talking about the NPP doing anything illegal.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about very important. Let me emphasize. But the NPP will win based on strategy. That's what I'm saying in 2025.
But why doesn't the NPP, which has been in government for 8 years, win on performance, record, economy?
And that is what I'm saying. Because our party strength, our ability to deliver, we have delivered. But maybe our ability to amplify what we have delivered is what we have to double up. And,
people don't feel happy.
It is not just unique to our situation. And anybody...
If you take sports and youth development, if you take health, if you take agriculture, the NPP's biggest problem is not that we haven't achieved being in government, but it's our ability to communicate what we have been able to also achieve in government. Because man to man, item by item, pillar by pillar, segment by segment, sector by sector, we have performed creditably well. In 2024, we have to work times 2 to win 2024. I'm being brutally frank. In 2016, there was a considerable level of agitation for change. And the very reason why your campaign in 2024 will be different is that the campaign...
Isaac Eshon Suwanie say enyo akomia Michael say we gina mu na awie yakwa aba set Tony Bonsu Auntie Julie say welcome back Anthony Pakalote Obin George Sewanie Yapasu Prince Sewanie Yana bitne fie be 2-3 days 4 days Lottie Jones ginemu awie Yabua George ginemu na ube mu se enkrofo send you messages Ethan Gilbert How is that Facebook messenger one mono? The messages in there basa. Mama, have you left Accra FM? Mama, where are you? Mama, we've missed you. Oh, when are you coming on air? James Blauji, Solomon Broker, Ahmed Maba, Salia Wenchi. We say na me hwe sa na du baby am say enti mu ma ya home kakra kra if you don't pray na odrelie listen tete say we say I'm with you Aho Eric say we gina mu Jaba Gabaski ya mami nyula mwazi we say messages ni basa na omo so omo wa numbers de no omo fresa mi wa fresi na ma waja ya Accra FM no rescue mission no na ejuma ya de atu ya husu ya say ya eju o my Ghana ya eju o my Ghana ya former president John Mahama si ekuta no ani si ekuta no because say Ghana ya nyina invest woni mu ye wo beje wo man no wo siesie wo man no ye nya ni muda Francisca Inshra Francisca Mebuana ye ejuma dey Prince Henry kwa aye Eric Nyanju ya ho fanche midin wa ma no faso Ene mecheska ene manda wie mecheska obusa se mecheska ene mechesika Eti Misramwa, Jerry John Techie, Emmanuel Suzuki, Emecheska, Sika, Anti-Mercy, you want to say, Anti-Mercy Fia de. Uncle Baga, I dare you back, eh? Never not here, Robert Khan, would me chukuna, sorry, no, said your face, na a drew Quesia da, a nipadia ni jie, a nipadia okikakwa, sorry, no, and any wasa. And sorry, I want Ghana hanging now will bear with me, say. Christ is a sea, I was sorry, them. Because say any power, what wow. Say what Dana was sorry, no, Ninia will be dear. Our basic things, any power here, our bravo. Ye did kind air with daily bread. Dia would call a noon, dear your food up halfway would you remo. Say a dear betche, who called Dana Sadia betche, where Juma say, we see cash stress I would name frustrations I would name wa. Adia, the last thing I would drink, sorry. After crown on, you will be a memoir and a crisis abba, but Ubisa who say, I dare rade. Ghana, or my Ghana, young summon. O manya afichire baby a wo befa bia no tweka he baba tweka o manya yenuanum nkramofo efra homachi no num ekopim sa na adwe se nondu wode wo mo elbow form ekode ba nenso o manya akwakoshe tirimodinfo nsem akwakoshe wicked leaders nsem amo o manya say isa wotena se na sa wodwin wanyina wa hwe ya wo bekwatu nyankopon because amano ye Christo sumai Ghana ye Christo sumai we social media so share radio stations anajo from midnight ekopim be 5 a.m. bebo baby a would be to bia ye nyame aya ye tiem ye sufre nyankopon edu anajo ahwe TV so ye nyame aya ye tiem ye sufre nyankopon but eko anu odin ena abeto wo man so every Friday you come mosque. Every Friday na joy you come one night. Monday you come sorry. Tuesday you jinemu. Wednesday you jinemu. Friday o men you jinemu. Edi na kasa enu media nti se ankwenti o my Ghana. Enka enu media nti se edi ebenti enanka ankwenti o my Ghana. Edi ade nipa da no sorry a wodwe ho ye so obekwa asori. Seriously. This year me kwa sorry a free bus after COVID no COVID ba ya no a afa na asori kono I say you lock down you share them for very long time days you share them afa ye bia ya afa she nose mask enipa 10 ko nipa 20 kono e honom but crisis economic crisis no affect churches no enipa nkwa asori biem I say, a new page dear crass what as well we rain. Because oh dana sa wodwene ho a sometimes now you don't get it. On tia sie. Say a radisa numi we ye free o my Ghana aba o my Ghana so no. Eti paibo bebrebe ya o memu ni panyina. Wo mo anyankopon frɛ wo mo a wo mo ankasa fa fom by force at once. Afre nyankopon. Prophet for prophetess for reverend for Evan yi mama party agrada kura se abosonsom ya kwasa se abosum agu ama agrada kura se nne awrade wo besom wo ne nyina da akire no enome anu ode na abo man no so enti ene dru kwasia da enipa dadem enipa nhunu so wo kwa sorry because nyame tua omuka nyame ntua muka enipa no a wudina wona so o ma ye obone nyame ntua ne kane de wo hu wona brabo mu ni say wono no wo grab wealth enipa na wo wudina wona so say crisis a odi abeto wo man no so no aha wo no ya wudina wona so Erade mfa nche wo mo Erade tua wo mo ka Erade wo madu wo man ne bone Erade tua mo ka san krofo no ne ye hunu wo mo ne say wo mo ne wo mo yile no wo mo abusuafo omu ye nshira obi detire kakire kura no because of Nana Akufo-Addo Dr. Mahmood Bawumia ken oforiata wo mu policies niema wo ma yentino obi capital obi investment ahye se nipa kro no ye nyame sumu ni a osumu nyame kire ne yamu kom ebo mpa ye de ne wura ne bibia hye Nyankopon mu. But in investment ashe ne capital afri ne nsa ene obre ne daily bread kwa na edin. But enipa no a oye nipa boni ni woye wicked woye criminal no de ye hu ani se omu ye nhira. Because in reality no, in real life no, de wo de behunu wo bi se nipa we oye nhira. Agufado se woye so oye papo so onya papo de wo se nipa wo bo breadru the highest level e wo nipa life why president, the first gentleman of the land. Se brunsamu wo free bedi president yo, se Freemason mu wo free bedi president yo, Illuminati yo, se dua be mu se buo be mu en wo free bedi president yo, why president. He's the first gentleman of the land. Samira Baumia no okunu Dr. Baumia ya. Se ya boado se kwabena kwa yo omo nifunu omo kwamia nifunu kwen ma me yisui se de no omo ye yo se de no omo ye yo Dr. Baumia be ye vice president le yire Samira Baumia abrantie nifunu se de no omo kwen se de no omo kwen no and on living luxurious lifestyle, designer bags, designer wears, luxurious cars, vehicles and omo nemu no omo kwa no omo ba. Enti ade a chena se wotena se na wodwin we nyina ho se awrade sa enipa we mu a wodina kire wo hu se omo ye tirimodinfo omo ye wudifo omo ye mambofo no ene wo mu hu omo se omo ye nhira. But wo no a wo sori a wo na wo sori awrade hu mobo awrade jimi fasia wo ye all night ya wo kobi wo Bible da wanim Quran ni se wo kan ni 5 a.m. na wo tiem Allahu akbar alhamdulillah dua bi alami alhamdulrahim malik ya mudina wujinam Friday mosque na wujinamu anadwo da suo mu na wujinamu wo hunu wo ho ano eti dia be na obehwe ho wo de be kwa asori. Because criminal-minded people were saying we are the four. Omu ne erenia. Eti mi kwa so dem hwe wono musa mi say no. There's something wrong somewhere. There's something wrong somewhere. Churches asofo bi a wotemi bi anim said they make kan. 100% fact true. 100%. Nana odra ose nana we are in an era of Nebuchadnezzar. Nana and very soon King Solomon John Dramani will come and save us, alhamdulillah. Sometimes you won't ask you. Onti asie se ni pa bone fo ebe ya de fo amani papa fo abre se kenoforiata finance minister ebe gun krofo anuma ebe collapse nkrofo anuma na wa yare akwaji akora bi 19 years boy kidney no dey atrediem na wa honhon no wa twetwe na innocent soul obi a wonam hono mu a Erade Jimmy. Yes, in the kidney, no wawu. Na no ya Kolebu teaching hospital, dialysis center, omu close you, any pair wo. But any pebia who is a standing power, when you're criminal, when you're wicked, what just any tribu was soon, when you're devil, when you're evil, sandy power say no. Ah, Erade. Tiniane can say this world is not fair. This world is not fair. Seriously. Because nipa bi wo hono mu a enkenu kwa so mo tena se mo didi na wo mo nom. But ye nipa. Ntini nyina no agya ya manyankopon. But ade ba akon so wo no mo so ne se. Wo be hu wo mo hyere pe hyen. Yade ani aduro na tisi wo mabusuam. Wo be hu wo mo se oh omo lifestyle designer bags any a weeks yi de abutu bitiri sui any a say ne ahwie guni entomai papa mo no omo yerenom cars akese but go to their families yadia eni eduro yadia ya eni eduro ena ye wo mo yadia eni eduro kind of oriata yari kidney yase ye abusuani mu yade e wo mu nu o yadia eni eduro ena wo abusuani mu because nyankopon betie Ghana fo sufre Ghana fo sugu nyankopon so yesu moja obeda ka kesiem obeda ka papem obedress ye pie ba yadia eni eduro ena beto wo ni wabusuam eno a me pon asori ena me ne Betty yewura baabi enti ya osena na si hagye bi wa ha oso wo pew maame ne ye MPP ni pa okọ MPP meetings nyina MPP constituency executive maame ne di America ne be bam me ye me ba ene na mehia wi nyame nkutaw nyame nkam ho adwuma mo ye MPP ni ya wako MPP meetings chesa mami hu me no so I was like mati mami nka MPP ni pa o say na nadu oye tirimu odenfo yama na nadu asai Ghana munyire mu ho na nyame kam ho mami na o say na nyame kam ho e wo say nyame gi wo man Ghana MPP ni yard and 2016 ojina mu MPP ni ya ne party ba power obo se na Akufo-Addo a destroy one ne family ne ba ya no ye adwuma kase investors no ekọ ama ne ba na adwuma agu ne ba na ono ne da family ano no MPP ni ya John Mahama Chiso a ubehie MPP fo bi no mu di John Mahama tem ba no mu didi anopa edidi awia edidi anajo na omo ye okay omo life mu no awia so nya bibia but niema kakra wo se ade echi a wonya no wonya na wo hwe de mami ya me say wow the last time me can say Dr. Bawumia ni abre so obeye president no ejimifo no a omo di machi 2016 no the same ejimifo no muhuru bi eneyo because this rescue mission adwuma na ye no enye NDC na SPA head NDC na lead but eye Ghana for ye MPP NDC elected voters ye na ye rescue wo man no because for this lady for this woman say okache mi say na wo bi entimi nya wo hwe ye bompa ye because ye du ni de e wo say John Mahama beje wo man no e wo say John Mahama ebeje wo man no esa say baby a MPP me party MPP do o man akwa akwhye no eya emu odin wose ahantan su etirimodin su ewudie su ena abewura wo mu ena o man no atete apansam ena agija sometimes you can say ya ordinary Ghanaian wo basic things waduane a wo bedi wo rent wo fuel no ne ade na wo ye but se nkrofo tena se aka wo ma bra bo mu nsama kirawo adia anda Bawumia Akufo-Addo kenoforiata o ma ye Ghana fo a ebeye wa homete enti nura MPP ni ma me panimu o se nana me bompa ye ma mu da bia asam nyinem ho na monye wo man no enti MPP fo Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Mr. Toilet Facility Man Mr. Toilet Man ejimifo na we mu dada wo mu 2016 2015 2016 no akaka krabi ne di wachi akaka krabi ene di wachi akaka krabi ene atwa anwahia nipani ate de nipa huru ni sana na Akufo-Addo Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia mo sacrifice nkrofo kunu nkrofo yerenom enkrofo ma edibedi president no mo sacrifice nkrofo edi bepa wunyade eni sika but NCB enya dia ebesan so asibiem e wo Ghana ha biem NCB afemi ba 24-hour economy so 24-hour economy former President John Dramani Mahama the policy awade aba ya just send the free so wodi nsem yitu dwai MPP for na a free bra 24-hour economy former President John Dramani Mahama the wonsem etu dwa no wama MPP for adwuma nkasa akoya adesoa kase ene so wom akoya adesoa kase ene so Dr. Bawumia woni ni team ne MPP communicators emu ministers obi say wabeye vice president one way communication expert mo amudi amosumu ye economist ya mo de economist fo ya ewiase nim de afa nkuntabuo ni sikasem nyina mu na munimu yi wababa ye president wakotre fie economy ni mo destroy no masai no unemployment rate as at 2017 amomo bae no na ye 7% ehwere dru 18% ede be ne ede ba ede be policy ena wo se ede ba ema wo man yetimi stabilize system no yetimi enya eya reforms transformation e wo system nim also all the 24-hour economy eba Dr. Bawumia mini yakum leti kwa apai Dr. Bawumia mini yakum leti kwa apai se onti asia se obi se all the 24-hour economy eba Every former President John Mahama the 24-hour economy policy be too dry. Adunya me tuano ma medwe ni sa de chia. Ye very Ghana have various embassies e hono ma ye ma. Because youth na omo wo Ghana han mo na hunu say. Oman no bibia collapse, bibia ni wo man nim. Mogu banks. Private sector ya ekuta wo man no. Mogu no 2022 industrialization. Yes, a decline by 2%. Industrialization a decline by 2%. Private sector ekuta wo man no just say enenam form area wo form asay entidia ne yebeye 24-hour economy o man ye edura na dwo a no akura yi mu ayedi wo beti deda agese chese ba ena ebonwum agese sorry ena eburu ntwinim o si no ye here productivity it's the 24-hour economy eba Dr. Bawumia say anadu 1 am ye di fufuo anadu 2 am chobafo wo fufuo. Can we imagine? And look at this man sa papa we say 24-hour economy ni kura no wo rubbish no say enye policy papa bia. This is the same man Dr. Bawumia ya ono rubbish 24-hour economy. Na edu baby amunim Ghana technocrat for kura na ya na seriously me buo fumu ya illiterate for sa sabi yi kura de enka koi dada ye kura anka wan dada ye no be ti say rans for jampo num Dr. Lord Mensa num economist akase for mo Ghana ha kura mo so mo fole ye chese sa papa we ni sanka kura mo to mi kura na ya na mi won sa sabi mfo yi de 6 months journalism story building kaya no kura de nko kan ye boye tiri kwa ka doctors ne professors aka mo Ghana ha de enka ye de nka sa de we zinka mo so foli to mu bie vice president I was say oye economist oye competent enough onim bibia physical sam ne nkontabu hu no obi say 24-hour economy wa de ba o say on tiase or rubbish no. And this is the same person omu wo position no watena se no wa research. No, I hear research. Why research about the economy? Research. No, dina podium sa hodwa. O dina mia hodwa. Na just say A4 sheet pamphlet ne kura no. Na wo kan ne ni pe boy ensem pra de mano. Vice President Dr. Mamadou Bawumia 2015-2016 conferences akasiye events in Ketwani akasiye research ahodo ya waye papers ye kura no about kwaye befa so a ye betumi transform economy ye benya economic growth ye betimi stabilize economy oh my say research or copy and paste no de gu ha no copy way no copy no de gu no kan na Ghana for pra na ye boy ensem di man economy no collapse economy no assay there's no fiscal space 24-hour economy yem boost economy no na economy ntimi so njira ne naso yem boost in the industries na economy njira ne naso Dr. Mamadou Bawumia the only thing na obetimi agina bonti akache Ghana for say digitalization ti no utimi send sika anadwo des anadwo 1 am so when it na so person send sika interoperability utimi send sika Dr. Mamadou Bawumia say choba for operate 24/7 because of digitalization anadwo 1 am 2 am choba for ewo fufuo and we don't need 24-hour economy. Dr. Mamadou Bawumia enam emonteso Vice President, Assembly members, MMDCs, toilet facilities, and and this is the same man, this is the same person. Yeah, 2016 or DCV Ghana for with speeches, research speeches. Dr. Mamadou Bawumia. Some man will say, and a ne kura for just say, and krata woodwa. Ejina programs asia na wakasa na any pair body ni so maimu professors, doctors, economists for now omo body gene so. Hey, set let's say fienyan send him dear dibu mine or lake. Vice President always talking about toilet. Na Ghana for the Chisa Bawumia economic risky do say wizard na ne yire so e ne man ya fi pra ne ho pra wokunu ho because the nipa party ensem but kwanya ensem na nipa ne ka no obe implement o de be ye adwuma no yamfa yadwen yankoso enti ene Dr. Mamadou Bawumia lead the new patriotic party. He's the flag bearer of Osnokesi Amanyoku MPP. Afeni wa hunu se sani nsem hunu kekano sani nsem hunu ekekano ontimi nsanso njina Ghana fo anim enkeka sansem hunu biem oni bibia ka because of credibility issues Ghana fo nyina num nsem ndi biem so now adia Dr. Bawumia na mbonte so awo kan say obi 24-hour economy no wo ko ho wo rubbish wo ko ho onim omani abre 24-hour economy former president John Mahama said 2020 manifesto kurewum 24-hour economy 2020 manifesto ewum na san say Kufuor na memwo fo tanton ni sa Dr. Bawumia no na just 4 years no Ghana for na kasa ne onipa bebrenu ani nya mie nti o ma ante ase Trade Union Congress former president John Mahama won the delegation MT Trade Union Congress no Dr. Yabaye so ye economist ni nsema wo kan ye no ya wo kire say 24-hour economy no eye policy papa enti wo ma somu no eno na SNPP for abo wo mu dam because various institutions, associations, groups in United can say 24-hour economy no is the best. Or minor system na say productivity above form. It introduce this 24-hour economy no. E betimi boost productivity production no. Trade Union Congress for so munu ate so mani age ho no. Ebo Dr. Bawumia ni MPP ministers, communicators ebo wo mo dam. Kwa mo si 2020 no ho. Yentie 2020 former president John Mahama 2020 no kan 24-hour economy 2020 former president John Mahama eka 24-hour economy na doc
Under Ejumapa, we intend to create a 24-hour economy where 3 shifts of 8 hours each day would be the norm in order to meet the Under Ejumapa, we intend to create a 24-hour economy where 3 shifts of 8 hours each day would be the norm in order to meet the anticipated national and foreign demand for goods from Ghana as we aggressively diversify our economy and add value to our products for local consumption and for export. The 3 8-hourly shifts will place Ghana in sync with the world in order to prepare our economy to become an advanced one. Ladies and gentlemen, our competitive geographical advantage is that we are the center of the world. When America is waking up and Asia is going to bed, we are wide awake in the afternoon. This is why I established the Accra Digital Center to serve as a major hub for business process outsourcing. My administration built the National Data Center and also employed 4G technology, which specifically is providing high-speed internet today and has been a major driver of online meetings via Zoom.
What Canada 2020 NPP manifesto Jumapa NDC manifesto NPP manifesto they say 2020 NDC manifesto we say La Palm Beach Royal Beach Hotel Nkran 26 October 2020 and we can say we say we asem we say ya NPP for album odam wo krom ha say ya mo ke kansem hunu ena obi a odi dumso ba ye ena dumso eye dan na masa say eye serious o for once Ghana mo be serious kakra mo ya adwene mo be enye serious kakra for once Dr. Mamadou Bawumia so me issue ni say on my year 2017 mo general unemployment rate eye 7%. True one kasa mo flip flop policies. Mo flip flop policies. Ya mo introduce. It is a say unemployment rate no. A shoot to edu 18%. O memu workforce youth na o mani kuta wo mo no obi adwane de okwa Qatar ekọ de okwa Dubai ekọ de okwa Kuwait ekọ o mu so mu kwa Europe ekọ ko Qatar ko he ko Dubai ko he ko Kuwait ko he 3,000 4,000 5,000 wo mo je edebe ne betimi ade boost system economy no was we introduce 24-hour economy trade union congress say papa eya semode Dr. Bawumia gina honom Erade Dr. Bawumia economist vice president head of the economic management team so no wonder say Ghana say
we are also very interested and we are eager to know a lot more about his great idea of a 24-hour economy. I think this one, comrade, you have to take your time. Because I can imagine the amount of jobs that this kind of thing will create. We are also very interested and we are eager to know a lot more about his great idea of a 24-hour economy. I think this one, comrade, you have to take your time. Because I can imagine the amount of jobs that this kind of thing will create. That could be the game changer. I'm telling you that you have opportunity in this country. We work 24 hours, 3 shifts. So if you don't get a job in the morning, you can get it in the afternoon or in the night. So where are the young people? Get ready for jobs. We are also very interested and we are eager to know a lot more about his great idea of a 24-hour economy. I think this one, comrade, you have to take your time. Because I can imagine the amount of jobs that this kind of thing will create. That could be the game changer. I'm telling you that you have opportunity in this country. We work 24 hours, 3 shifts. So if you don't get a job in the morning,
John Boadu Jina Waka Chira Ghana for say, Aban Weba be baby Numa, and when you might be come there for this year importing crop for every neighboring countries, Mama Baba Ye Jumani be. 2017 and Akufo-Addo will take you over. Unemployment rate now 7% and a shoot to do 18%. Our Ghana ha obi so the game changer ever 24-hour economy. What's so your economist? What's so your economist? Head of the economic management team. Central Bank why you juma ho no da. What's it trouble for operate ready nyankopon. Hey, na Ghana for pa ye for sa. Ni ama Dr. Bawumia na wadad wa deceiving ni pada da Ghana for. Look at this man, always talking about toilet. Na toilet vice president toilet the Ghana say mo guru mi no mo kan cha ne say toilet kwa de no ye nyina bonten ka toilet sao mo guru mi no mo ya shada bo mo pass mo guru mi Dr. Bawumia na me president no mo kan cha ne say papa toilet ho asem kura de pani kura de wo gina badwam ni toilet sa edi ankura sesem so kura no ha penny mu wusu bia na toilet and asu bia woni say toilet kwa yen kana bonti ni bedwam sa ne toilet no eno so ya dia na assemblyman so be kan say junior honorable so fonso e be kan say and this is the same person Dr. Bawumia wey any ye chese ye describe ni hunu ni say ono ne Ghana Messiah. He's the best among the best. Say ni power ya and le edru no so on Kenyans asam kire Ghana for say adan na inflation edru sam pempensuo we adan tin e debt to GDP nam 100%. Adan tin economic growth no by the end of 2023 I was sub-Saharan African countries no it grew best at 3%. Now ya less than 2%. On kire ya de chrono or lack ideas knowledge to tackle this predicament crisis our council. Dr. Bawumia lacking knowledge ideas or they better tackle this crisis predicament. Ya omode Ghana for wem no or lack oni hu nim de oni hu suahunu eti we no so wo kana asem a no afa de abonebo. Dr. Yauba e kan ya say game changer e baba beboa no abo MPP for dam abo wa mu dam yentimi nye ye betimi ayama na boro so sisi la brother pa millions of dollars and what save ye kwachi minister Polytank esi di fie wa she millions e di agum ya se boys ne kwa no mko hu se sika na bra wakunkum wo mo ye kwaji loan eba ema minister se che ene na po Dr. Matopeku Prempe pe vice president edi because ye se ye kan millionaires a wo mo wa Akufo Addo ba mu a na po ka hu bi na po enya sika na wo hefa ye kwaji loans ye kwaji loans ba e de kwa sector ye bodin si ye kwa kwaji loan we e de aba ba ye we e be ba be du no Akufo Addo Bawumia kan oforiata woni ni ministers akromfo no wo ma che. Former President John Mahama, the late President knows 8 years, Omuji Euro bond $3 billion. $3 billion. Nana Akufo Addo Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia ni kanoforiata because omo na head economic management team no finance minister no any sa Bank of Ghana director na ono so na dwini nifie na dwini atifri wa bodam no any Bawumia send power semiensa within 2 years 2018 2019 no amaji euro bond $5 billion obi 8 years odiji euro bond $3 billion 8 years from 2009 back to 2016 euro bond 8 years oji $3 billion 2019 2018 euro bond moji $5 billion because the more na moji euro bond no more na kan oforiata etene mfaso more na kan oforiata etene mfaso more na wo mu service ka e dia ma Dr. Bawumia be ye president. Just a year, what did euro bond $3 billion? Obi the 8 years and a euro bond $3 billion. But just a year, 2018, 2019, what the 2 years, a $5 billion euro bond. Yet me build o mine. Sikana mo yire no ministers amugu krom hanomo ene Lazarus lifestyle na mu live. Baksa ke sie a loan, a taxpayers' money. Mwankasa properties and a mujuri, a taxpayers' money, a loan, and your money sika. Say sikano, yet me find your 24-hour economy. Say minister ye pabunini, minister ye kromfo, minister ye wicked, or ye criminal, no be sika, and ye good damn. Yet me find your investment in Ghana. Former President John Mahama ye Exim Bank no. Or your Exim Bank said ye. Or your Exim Bank say or the Bible supporting industrialization. Omo omu be ma omu loans omu frase na omu manko for businesses loans no omu dia aye omu adwuma akushin omu investment mu etinka ye ntimi nye ki ya yama na broso ka Ghana hanomo enka factories enka industries enka nopa anajo awia yi pu industrialization vice president enipa na no kasa from taxation to industrialization vice president talking about taxation say you free taxation to industrialization 24-hour economy no onjintum. So the question is say from taxation to industrialization no na Dr. Bawumia say ye kwa adwuma 8 am na ya pon 5 pm nurse for doctors dey bia mu kwa adwuma onu akwensam anu wo aka no ye copy and paste research and wo ye ya na until the work can say because a 24-hour economy onti ase dia then sa word na free wanu baye from taxation to industrialization. The question is say na se kire ne say na ase kire ene say enne kwa mi video no Kumasi man na o se MPP baye MPP to opposition omu mobilize a fund edema MPP na Akufo-Addo Dr. Bawumia because omu sema no omu kana eyede so na omu nim say omu di bibi ba eba bebo businesses and that this MPP Bawumia Kanoforiata ya economic management omu na head no omu collapse omu nyuma nyina MPP ni oti Akuma FM
Santi memu hadie if you think your party kese pa nyina sorry na yehu no se wa ba na nka obi ani age MPP basese no MPP na ye wa Santi memu ha na ye nim se ono na bua ya na so oba na nka Santi Region na Santi memu ye ho atoye no sese eno kwakoye bed na mai yes
wow party MPP ni ya bed na
yes ya kwakoye bed na ma Santi ma nya menkwampo. All the business in Asante region or across Ghana, Krampo, especially Asante region, is collapsing. You need complain. And there might be why you who say and yet you beka and Franco baby. Who say MPP buy ya, men find saying ye businessman. Yan ye two bossy. If she say a beboa, I'm a party about power. You see, can you hold thing and then ye may be a year. Sanka party ba power bi obetima ye bibia boye no the first time e hu say ye nya problem was say ye started say e friend ko for Yoko yes
e frefre mu businessman we Yoko
must say Asante region in the di kan attack ye Yoko
some ye den
awo wa na afro ye se be kire kwa fa so enya iska
Jesus Christ
kwa fa so ye say
you don't mean it
ebi awoto a yesika bi anase sika bi just eyensem bebre
enye Rollins time enemri
me na me catch ro Kofi yenkofo ni bi o ho abie phone line na fresh say ni pay from Yoko e was Asante region they will call you
businessmen
yes
mo me kire kwan amonya musika bi
eti ye tra se na ehu say no ade na e ba Asante region em wae to se akeka ye ho bom na ye bibi eti nyina kan ho bom na ko chia wo race condos
yeah bishop
yeah the bishop yeah ne to adwen say no ne ma e koso no se hu de free eti ye ya na sebe ye kan ne kodru vice ni mo nke be big demonstration yes
businessmen wo kuma as kan be demonstration
yeah ke be big demonstration wow ena eja ye ya na ekodu mpanifo ni na vice ema Fred Oware
yeah
e buy ti eni ni shiai e na o ka che say sa na ema na den da bi o munim ho ne enti emu ana say e hokotwae
okay
e hokotwae na edi enya masabe enne ema kra ye kra enti ben kra biem ene obi kra na ema bedru port a onti ben yi taxes a egu ne ema no so na enye yize sabe yen kra me so the onim sabe wo into alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages miame aban miame hu no senka me ma ban a ba ya o so no to me no saba na be collapse me djuma because sabe obi en mbrukutu advert burukutu advert akrom ha na kyese obi akora be wono kura na
burukutu
advert de hu ya na se yam ya nyensa advert se obi akoye bibi ama saa de na waye nti affect yese yam ya nye advert na adwuma na ye nyina ye were regulators sabe ne ma bi wona so obi ye na nya ye kire ne se bi ase na obi nkoye adebone na onfa ho sunsuaso
Asante region omo keka sika bomu because omo hunu se Dr. Bawumia nsam anu wo ka no eye nsam a se wosomu a ebeje wo man no knowing say na agenda and o ma setting no mo dia so Dr. Bawumia obibini ene ne wo ka say aban ne ba ya no mo target wo mo afa de munu amuna mo keka mo yiyi sika ede ma ya ba power no sika no munya no mo mra ma kire sika no ba bia munya no because omu hu say sankrofo we say ne kuta MPP no it is yan collapse wo mu businesses a the next thing is say omu was sika no be support about Alan you see because omu hu say Kumase ne de say omu target wo mu an collapse wo mu a an crash wo mu a Alan be ebe ha wo mu eti yengu wo mu nyuma yen ha wo mu yen hye wo mu sika ni yen teti wo ni yen ha wo mu na omu nkofon flat enti Alan no okonkon ho obi antimi mbo chesa adwembone na sankrofo we mu no gidia wo mu nyakofo ado de 20 onu nya sase ba de na oka akofo ado de na oka Bawumia ne kasa ye Bawumia ene kasa mu ntwa fa nkoma no chese enipa bitimi ya bronsanfo anu obedwo ma no o ma se no nipa bitimi ya bronsanfo se nipa bitimi wo oba ne ba na wa be ya bronsam atimi aba be destroy wo man nipa ya nyimo no wo na abosome nkono no wa ye devil wa ye evil you are talking about say Ghana ya how ye principalities and debede what Dr. Bawumia what the principalities ni devil ni evil no you are the one because when no nsama wo ka kire Ghana fo ena bibini papa gira hono ya wo kan and my businessmen for investors enya agide wo rehemu say no akwani nsam no a wo ka no emu odu and now someone is talking about say 24-hour economy ye be creating jobs ama youth na o mu dwane free Ghana no o manya bia ya o rubbish ni gira bonten kasa ba choba can you imagine look at this man abobie na wa no aka word bi or the F word no the amount say S and ST no so no the amount. Look at this man from taxation to industrialization 2022 in the industrialization a decline investors say Daniel Frigana Hanamoko obi adwane ko do Togo ko madam fu bia no so on Turkish company bi ya adwuma 20 na do first time and Turkish for no almost so mukukuro mkaka ne Chad and wo mukoye do okwo Benin ko do okwo Nigeria ko do okwo Burkina Faso ko ma creating mess ma gunyuma system na say obi say dia ne be ye betimi stabilize system no obema tax exemption say obema tax exemption President Akufo-Addo wo wa konta esini hotel tax exemption of 130 billion that year na your budget e dey hwe Ghana eye 100 billion o 130 billion tax exemption e ma Rebecca nua oye ni hotel obi eye ne private property private tax a wo ma ye twa ya de ma no first time 130 billion 130 billion no a whole year na hwe Ghana e ma bi ka but obi say me be 24-hour economy me be ma tax exemption me be ma system no aye flexible me be ma ne mu ago ama se ne be ya be attract businesses ya mo gunu no a what one mo e ka say toilet vice president to toilet omo ntiasie because omo tenase no mo hwe no mo hunu system no a omo gya ho no no a Dr. Bawumia hunu se Mahama bebre Mahama ebebre former president John Mahama say habo na magunu no habo no a wo ye expansion na nka habo ho no mo ye ma container si to aso akọ Kenya nkopani mo taxes funa ma introduce no egu bibia no wo be yi bia firi wo no mo be ma tax exemption attract businesses ama ye tama ha bo na ebu nkama fa so a wo se won ti ase wo ye vice president wo head the economic management team na Ghana for sa kwa we na mu di nachi twa na mu di nachi ba omi o na mu di ba omi achi ememe nyina no mo body ba omi aso ememe nkatachi amakọ school professors doctors economists for na mu di ba omi achi eni mu nyina mo ne just what so ye empty what Mr. Dr. Bawumia no nam hono we ye empty say no a ontimi ngina bonten ntimi nya research oni ni team no ntimi nya research emet country Ghana for say from taxation to industrialization we've been able to just say ya produce way ya ye way taxes way ya ye say ye ntimi nya ohun san kwase asem no ontimi me country Ghana for no say no de aye concept hwe ogina program ase no wakasa ahwe concert party concert en woyi afa yemra 1D1F so yemra 1D1F your friend say finance minister kojina parliament e ka kire Ghana for say one district one factory etina Dr. Bawumia ni abere no because ohun say 24-hour economy no no de enye achieve they like ohun say they can't achieve it san onu ohunu no because onum se bibia omo ka bia ye paper so enya de ye operational bibia omo ka bia no ohunu se eye paper so ena omo atwetwe no omo ka no omo no wa nanu ya 2024 budget ya kan oforiata onu bronsan ba kubusuo fa ba kokogya parliament kan we say one district one factory 169 ena ye operational ena ye adwuma 169 ena omo bie ya eye operational eye adwuma 169 one district 1D1F no was say I employ adwuma for 169,870 169 1D1F operational the eye adwuma no I employ Ghana for 169,870 but Ghana ha unemployment rate moje Ghana no na 7% adu 18% wa bodam so be kwa kogina parliament oyale unemployment rate shoot 2 times 2 kura bi sa aka ho times 2 ebi kura sa aka ho adu 18% okogina ho no ma twere gu krata so ka kire Ghana for say mo bi enuma afa ni 169,000 because wa bodam oyale you are sick you are mad. Enti se enipa na omo wa Ghana ha say no a no omo ye adwuma dada no se wonso wa bie factories 169 afa adwuma 460,000 a was say no unemployment rate no e ja dwoma ama de mo ka kire Ghana for say oye incompetent se mo be so na ye 7% dia enko se nka ba na drop ya ba 5% but mo ye mo musi mo bie factories ya afa nkrofo enyina akire no unemployment rate shoot to kosro. It takes a mad person man and obedient say o mani mu ni panyina eye moa enti no no abodam enti no one moa na edin kita ho yes because simple analogy your mama you incompetent bibia say you to nya adwuma nye unemployment rate 2017 7% ejamu dia from taxation to industrialization ma be factories 169 operational adwuma enti di anka Ghana ni hwehwe ne say after 7 years year adwuma e for dada na mo beto ye no a ma fa bi na komu bi na kwa fankrofo a youth employment agency ma bi afa nkrofo a enti sesi a one district one factory so afa adwuma e for Ghana 469,000 enka wosenka enipa dodo na omu ni adwuma ye no sa unemployment rate no ka was 7% 2017 ka was nka wa 5% kan oforiata it is a wokogina parliament na ka kire Ghana for say 1D1F most ya osi ade ayo ma bia 169 ma fa adwuma ye 469,000 you are out of your mind enti wodwen se wanya moa se de mutu opposition a mutena ase hye ye plan ye se Ghana fo ye moa na mo ba bedi won so se de mutu opposition a munya se bi agimi fo emoa etwa ntro ne ye bo ye tiri nko no me ka kire mo se nipa agimi fo no a muhunu wa mo 2015 2016 no se agimi fo no akaka kra bi na di mochi Fourth Estate Manasa Zuri Awuni omo ye documentary bi about 1D1F enti me ba be ye 1D1F me be bubo omo factories existed once bi on be to yo omo de kekeka ho any bebre ya eno so aka ewura mu me be bubo so 1D1F no Fourth Estate Adawuruma okay we ye 1D1F the Fourth Estate kwame ya mama me no baby cry wo because omo ye no omo tire baby a wo benya baby a common user facility ya wo hefa eno no wo hefa na Fourth Estate me fa credit Emma Manase Azuri Awuni na da romanti na ye show sa pictures we say na Ghana fo munhunu me nkodan wo munhunu you started from first one okay you started from first one enti first one no eye akontombra kwame akontombra rice processing enu na edaso no ana but almost starting free first one be say Ghana fo hunu Western North region Akontomra rice processing common user facility was commissioned enti eno so no it was expected to produce 1.5 to 2.8 tons of rice per hour but Fourth Estate so amu ko ho no visited the 6.7 million cedis facility its gates was locked eti enie we say Akontomra rice processing facility ye bia no sika omo de ye 6.7 million Ghana cedis at the time omo commission na Akufo-Addo ebia no 2021 eti ena da ho no no kan ofori atakwa gina parliament ka kire Ghana fo say omo fa adwumayefo 1D1F omo fa adwumayefo 169,000 so meaning say each factory biano I employ Ghana 4,000 any Ghana for musu muka se o ti mo anya adwuma ya sana musora mo enti Fourth Estate ekoye no sa factory we elesi abusia factory we nipa wo mu ya adwuma sa factory ya eda hoi enipa wo mu ya adwuma Western North eniye enipa wo mu a ya adwuma Akontombra for Western North for ewie mutimi nka sa factory na esimu na ada na bosom no ene ya lock no eni panim eye adwuma but why your calculation akwagina parliament ka kire Ghana for say factory bia no afa nipa 1,000 factory bia sa rice processing common user facility we no afa nipa 1,000 afa utiri so afa mumami nko next one Bia West District mumami nko Central Region so next one no me free Akontombra mumami nko Central friend say kare dia Japan di obi e on constituency watum juice factory obi e on constituency watum yakwa asen north onama wodwere no mu ka kire nkrofo se wodwere no mu ka kire nkrofo se wa bia juice factory ya watum watum the constituency watum enti where Central Region bewaze community ya first bewaje bewaze okay bewaze community enu wo Gomua West District 14 million Casa de Ropa factory 14 million Casa de Ropa factory ya enu nso no which was to serve as a source of employment for over 1,000 locals ebema omanfo adwuma enti adia sa factory we na be ya the factory was to process orange fresh potatoes into biscuits, bread, chips and other products. Enti anu nsunie e wo Gomua West District 14 million kasa di ropa factory. Ena da so factory ni atumo Perfort Estate fo eya omode baaye no omo se ya to factory ni ya tum factory ni ya mutu ya tum enie factory eni pa ya adwuma wo ho ene si wo no state na mani loan state no amani loan enti o economic crisis na e wo ni nyina aka ho bi o wama ona no eye PP partnership 1D 1F for ne private individuals partnership and aye na Exim Bank and commercial bank na mem o mu loan ya tum akwagina parliament e ka kire Ghana for say my factories 169 factory bi afa ni patase okay mo ma me nkomanim Durbridge Industries Limited and also 2019 listed as one of the factories that were to begin operational by the end of the year. Enti enunsu enie okay enti 2019 okay menkoso oh chale abatu opa de Ghana de said ye pay ho na kire say ya hu wo o mai mu yo enti ona no mi mo ni din waso akwaje loan 10 million Ghana cedis from Ghana Commercial Bank as part of 1D 1F initiative. And though the factory was yet to commence operations, the owner said the bank had been breathing on his neck. So ontua GC before jina ne konso se ontua hwe enesi on factory ni nesi won factory we na kan ofori ata se afani pa 1000 eze ma bought 3 factories se 1000 kwa 3000 factory ni ya tun mi mosu bebre mi bo be 5 6 7 5 bia na ya to aso akoyanim akọ next topic me pese Ghana fo mu hunu se kan ofori ata Dr. Mamadou Bawumia enti ma no nwa asase se Bawumia any message because who say ejimifo no a o mu deceive wo mu dada wo mu no akaka kra bi kakra no so na atwa ne ho ahia no a oyi concept ya no mo boje ne so no kakra no na aka no e na atwa ne ho ahia na oyi concept na no wo mu e boje ne so no e say wo hunu se onti me dada Ghana fo bi wani kufu ar ne kache mu bie mani afa yenko yanim na menko Commander Sugar Factory sa project we ono ala nkyeremate abeye minister 7 years adwuma kase de enti sa former president John Mahama ye erade na bede no men yakonenim she taxpayers money she Commander Sugar Factory ya momo ba power no na factory ye frase ya chese produce sugar o minko menimo amagu factory no kan ofori atasa afa ni patazin commander afa ni patazin mumbie mani o Ghana fo ejimi fo ni atwani si de amo fire falao wo balance akra FM sa bebre ni 2015 October ni ya bietum na meti radio so nana beba Sena there's a wicked man be pa wicked men for pan no baba joman afere kwa Ashanti region asamwa ni Yamwa farms ya mutu aka nwura asamwa ni Yamwa farms Eugene mo mu picture oh ene si nwura mu no aka nwura mu eno so aka nwura mu eno na baba ya dey eno so baba fa adwumayefo ya mutu agu aka nwuram poultry na dada no ko mbeto ya na agu na de omu bie na enra poultry farms akase omu beto ya na agu na de omu bie na enra agu ti asamwen Springbolt Company Limited awiaso de me brofo ba aba de eno nso wo he Yeah, mutu egu. And also for nipa according to Kenoferiata, a friend nipa kasi. Enti kasi traditional area and Kofi Yamwa, whose nephew worked at the factory. There was low productivity in the company. Oh, not just so. Attend to me. Kumasi Fuana, the late president Miss Wu Yomko trying to attend to me. Hey, I go forward went to me. Oh, went to me. Yeah, mutu. Unija Garment Limited. Ah, sugar cragu. Na a garment, sugar factory cra. Okay, according to the CEO of the company, Mrs. Okay, the government is paying 10% of the 20% interest of the okay. And however, they said that the installment payment okay. And as we need more okay, and also no. I almost said that any part of our mokrano. Okay, although the government says the project has been completed and is employing 1,700 people, the situation on the ground contradicts the claim. Apart from the fact that the building is yet to be completed, Miss. Oh, not just a horror. Nipa kakra ho 300. Abai no kero for yet as I find nipa 1,700. I find nipa 300. Charlie, I wish you for. Ha. Ghana for said I'm better aba. Enu mu hu ana mbeto aba enu mu hu. Aje munum hu manje mani so. Said I'm better aba jimani so. I'm better aba fun. Akoyi criminal wicked leaders ya ana manje mani so. Okay, last week ana NDC for ya so mkoye clean up exercise. Our former president John Mahama office. Yay, I say yeah adwuma la boni. Yeah ni asikafo tena bia na ye adwuma. Former president John Mahama office wa ha ya mitimi na nteko ho. Yes ka ya be adwuma asikafo mo na akoda hia ya level mo hia fu. Na Akufo-Addo say o condemn NDC fo a o mo fefa ense kan apia ni ajan ekoda ho condemn na Akufo-Addo Nana Akufo-Addo yentie ni Nana Akufo-Addo 2020 enipa
the machetes and weapons brandished last week at the residence of the NDC's presidential candidate, the former President John Mahama, are not signs of things to come in the run-up to the 2024 elections. It is my earnest hope that the machetes and weapons brandished last week at the residence of the NDC's presidential candidate, the former President John Mahama, are not signs of things to come in the run-up to the 2024 elections. If it is, I can assure them that they will find no success with them. I want to state for the record that under my watch, no person or group of persons, no matter their political coloration, will destabilize our country nor destroy the peace that all of us are enjoying. It will not happen. I ask all of you to continue to pray for Ghana's peace and unity so we can continue to move forward as a united nation, which is a beacon of stability.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Na any appointment to say?
Yeah, me dear chair.
Hey, na NDC for so clean up exercise kakra ya muko ye se mo wani ma gudan no maka mo dia hye dem ma ne ma ye sei
ba me sure say ye ka hu bi ntina Accra nyanye the cleaner city angasa ne mai ye di pie makra angasa mu Accra be the cleaner city because senya ye ko ye clean up exercise na say the see me so say ye ben nam ebia this weekend I come and penny na to fia ko ti o ade channel
osanka there be osam start free city la blanda pa fie
na ko na be di chire ba mi afie so ko ti ho anka me di ba anka we sanitize the system I mean the entire system no yet me regulate ama Ghana staff no to my peripheral nti so wa boy abaso ye da wase pa amenia
me hu se obi kura bentoa
clean up na ekoy no ko ewu mu na se me de minim bone a na do edi a sende obi twefo ke knife kra na ne yem hwehwe na ahwa na ekodu bebi a obi toothpick compose o de beji no simu a na do aboho dewro na no ye se asoja fo bi ye secret kakra no mu ko dru ni ma ho na do fie ho say coincidentally na asoja fo na sa fe shi jama we go show you ye se ade chin ya na do se mu bi anye na adwen so beti ma ye ku e wo Ghana ha no as president commander in chief no na se mo bi na ye ku na yeso ye pia ko ye clean up exercise boy a flag bearer officer so yanka na do fa ho ben na me de near minimum say the only unauthorized weapon make me aka efisu pi say obi de ba ya na sa weapon ye fa nye clean up no ko ewo mo na say na ye bentua because if a crowd this are bentua na ba ya no me bisa na say bentua e de anka clean up the anka e fa bentua ho ben nipa na say ono de woni me say anka be chen krantia ne nkotre na ye che krantia na wa fa no na me say dabi and Krantia ne aboa papo ne ne ekeka ho a ye no ye de omu nyina be kwa akoma abatwa because ye clean up ne animal friendly enti the bentu ano na ebo na do hu kakra dia me de me hu me so me ntimi nkere because all other weapons are uncrophone kra all other tools ne akutrumes na uncrophone kra ho no na enema ye de clean up e wo man mu.
Okay, because meaning former President John Mahama meaning no office ho. Ya dua grass ne flowers wo ho no mo a se kan ni hia mu ni betwitwa. Na broom praye ye kurakura ma yinum ni ade no. Eye ade a mu twitwa mema no se mu twitwa wie a mo de be prepra. Ene ma hu so obi kura so bi sa no. Eno so no ye di twitwa flowers so ye de decorate no ho twitwa ehye pini kama.
Mini aba say angasa ho kase why you do forestry down because the winning tool bia ni use because ejuma ye ko ho say ko di no e ya de e be boa making Accra the clean city na mo aban mo de to ato ye so sanitation tax mo gigi ye sika sa so mo ntimi mpra flag bearer office e ma na ye as NDC volunteers ye as NDC leadership yes ye ko na yakosi a flag bearer office ni ma na do so on na se my no me aba clean up exercise ye the same my woman
me crowd ya jimi nsem
nti me juno ho kra me nti ase be do baby no we capillary impose all the be na ma na do be ka se be stage cool because on no ka se ni me say kwan ya ode o man ya fa so no anye kwan na wa ma amrante ne maba wa bre nti nde we ye mabuno na so twitu pe compose obi wo fia na do trimu no owu se o pesa wo de wa because on no kata tana ho an tinu mutana no owu ne se odi ehwamo owu ne se odi abro ama se obi an hye no ho so obi no se no ho yi a anka na okoye bi a sen fata but maybe only maybe every clean up exercise no so because this is one of the most successful clean up exercises we've had in Ghana before na ye ni ma se an hye ya 7th December 2024. Say Yanyama Niti Kone Omani Yefino. 7th December 2024. I'm sure you better clean up exercise. And our doors are always open. Then another episode clean up. Everyone if you need Maho and our Flagstaff house. We will come and help him. You know, the Boama. The Baumia na Zoom line phone is straight in the fee any man or per se about. Yeah, baby, because me pana or the been to buy and ya tunu for set. The idea channel sounds so bad. We on pesi candy, on pe cranty. Na been to one idea, and shall na will be a cocasa and fabentua and you clean up the table. Because America or the cacadro name with me and any extra shibu. If you try to sort the bed or sort of a sun can't here. You're tunu for set. Idea chairman no fun, but no be crowded at the same by. Or the other sign and toast me also a tete aboa papo bi ba na ye chi aboa papo na yetimi dia ya ponchen krakra but aboa papo no po wa ba
okay
ya nya aboa papo bi awo ho
okay Malik yemra hwe sede obeka sa ho keka ya mujumedie ya mukodi ye clean up exercise sede ya buruburusu ni ema ya mudi koye wa bia nkratu eye ni ema ye di esie ye clean up exercise na president gina event ase na wa address omanfo na wade mu issue mu clean up exercise ebe mu ye hwe ne ma asisi e wo Ghana ha sei ya yente se president Akufo-Addo or kasa or condemn or raise issues and answer concerns about enema asisi and then clean up exercise obi kura ne se kan ya we gina program ke sie we say yase no kasa de fa ho and no te ya no fa ne say
oh you see me mampenina na do no so ban ade ana Kofi Kumsem eka early before the 2016 elections no na ya ade ame Malik Basentale binim ade ana Dr. Nyahuta Maklo eka yese Ghana for ansa na ye dampo ye nkata ye ni no na ya ade aye nyina ni bo ko hwe no tunu na ban efiritia udi me sefa asa papa yi oka all die the die he truly meant it yet many more has 2020 tanya woka ye na you kum nipa more than 5 nipa more than 8 in an election. You could do ododo you could do was Agulugu you could do was Abdugu na mampenya nka ho asan till today the president hasn't shown any interest in that electoral violence. You will mind have an election you could boss and constitution you proper go for bobo to e wo bia mampenyi anka bia amfasa asa no na me ba me epi me ka siampo ne se ana na do esanya e fontre so be kase am I destabilizing the peace of this nation in election 2024 and say oh mampenyi what of MPP yes Peter appear here oye MPP communicator what the now to the electoral commission so now what the not to here what opposition based party yanka ya nuntum na yenye bi na sa appear here now oye communicator of the MPP say the research director of MPP in the Bono region no yentena say no you be obabe di about one move in a free and fair manner meaning as asem we yaka kirewa so we are ready now. If birds learn how to fly without pressure, hunters will also learn how to shoot without pressure. Into pair for appear 100,000 for electoral commission. So just to say I born home by within the remit of the law and community. And the nigga afford in Adia and Sinanado, the DC are all masterminding the killing of the then Major Mahama. DC are no one in Churubo, Manpeni Eman promotion as the Deputy Director General of the Ghana Maritime Authority. And then he is Deputy Director General. Double our commission, Eka said double according to Yamrasem. It's young double assault. Now my young disbanding of his involvement or his participation in the national security of this country. No, there are many workers say double. One of the bodyguards at the Flagstaff House. Kenolopoku commissioner say and nam to trust them be omuko di ya ono no dey ni mane. Omu we assign no. Mampeni rather promoted him to becoming I think the head of one of the departments of the Ghana Army. There is a repeated, there is a consistent display of the fact that Mampeni na nadu oche hoyi. The one for it anjina amamu nshia mungamua or you be a the peace and stability of this country. Now this time here in this for the end high. Then to know my mano and for a equal so.
Okay.
Amma yama you protected the stability of this country now. Yeah, because why yeah, but if you clean up exercise any bit me any team bo mampenyu to the extent of big granny akojina baby say yeah, clean up and on TRC and don't TRC election. You should be ready for many more clean up exercise. Meme Baho, mahu so obi kura axe obi amfa axe amba nti yɛyɛ agency next rank for next cleanup exercise you axe amba axe na twantem and would na ɔyɛ brɛ paa one of the root yetu na take time go na you catch it but axe na no would twa once fiap na ɛkɔ fulani for do agogo yɛko hu ɔmo to ɔmo mai sika etwa nim twitwe ɔmo to ɔmo donate bɛyɛ 200 yamaye and we anya saa nneɛma yi a we will be able to clean the city and the city will be neat na Ghana yɛ kra bɛhwɛ we ɛmsɛ mabunu mpo ɔmo ani gye ho nti yɛbɛkɔ so asiesie ɔman no na December 7, 2024 we are contemplating if care is not taken that's ɔman no kɔ so ɛyɛ fi sɛnea ɔman no ayɛ fi ndɛ yi a yɛbɛyɛ clean up exercise on December 7, 2024.
Yadasi Ewie Adaje Abusa for Malik Basinteli, Deputy National Communication Officer. On ne kura ne blanta na odi co cleaner on wine say ya wine say ya wine say ya wine size simple say ena matina tina ho ama o manmu aye fin say kanu an se nka mu twitwa na mu twitwa na mu twitwa sa na mu twitwa clean up exercise nanka mu twitwa na mu twitwa na mu twitwa twitwa free sector ministry na mo de basa ya hwe mema mu gukro mu hase esuma ye slay kings sa na mu di two opposition madam mu slay kings ana mu di two opposition okay enti last week ana issue for front so ebaye about new LIB Omaya say enya executive approval enti dia kan say ebe call parliament na parliament so dia omo beye enti na akwa say eja omanfo omo wo kura mu a omo dwatire kakra ka omo nsem omo import ne ba no say abani the restrictions eba ya kire say ne bi ho no mu a se obetimi import the abade a ene wala yo restrictions ebem na trade union congress for guta for ene ada groups no ensu ebu acho se emboa wo mo wo kwan bia so me kwana me ne Joseph Obein oye president Ghana Union of Traders Association guta akwatwetwe nkomo de afasa ensen wesewuti say mo amadwone e Facebook ni import restrictions product to be affected rice the guts bladders tribe poultry animal ne edo aso abusuafo nti wo de yani menene nkonko di nkomo all be good afternoon. Na apom ti say
yes I do.
Okay enti we say nhihye foforo a abane de ko parliament e de pe approval sene e be ya importers enema hodo bi a mu import e de eba no restrictions e bebemu o limitations e bebemu o mo si ekwan bi so no e be hamo ekwan be so na mo mfa so e be hamo
nukreni obianu a otiri for asempa kodo senka ye ka se ye no ne yempam ne ye ni ayeni e de senka ne kwa so anu no na emom no wo ye bibi so no anya ne kwa pa ne kwa so a wo se botai na esu edi so no na se wo anya na emom no wa be ha entofo so asabe komo edi omujuma so editira ye se Ediama na ye produce or mamu ya no. Yami na ye to sa producers and manufacturers no many stores. Yami na ye to mo no ba ni na ni aton ama Ghana for consumers no. Na shortfall na ewom no ye enso ya kofa every abonte asa de abeka mo. Enti na se ye hu hia pa se ekwa bi aso no edi so obi ehoro ye ewa abonte se bi a ye na ye the cause of the country's problem. There be and this yes you were very important role you play. It will just say be for industrialization ho and I say I did be able to local productivity. Now one 5 year input one here over here no na munya results na open na ela ya omo de abai on say they see obi aka ela ehwa sebo obi aka import restrictions we patrol centrally who objectives na editi ya de ela na eba no as a centrally no who butaya esi abai ni so why ka say measures say na me de ato akwam say sa emo ebi adodo say na ye kraba na pick the yakraba no so the yetimi produce of memory say if you fear that you me person you increase production say the also say the bedu be a efficiency no na afi the ya self sufficient say ya no ya sa aso yeti adware sabe bibi say eni ho editi say wo ka so ye import restriction that's a jina so be na wo de what so what the best stop for me stop mana becrado. We need to be a that's a person after yeah, what restricted a brand is be one more a member local production also akoso ama Ghana for edi ama eniema boa e wo omemu ya for your home de ama etia stabilize ye ni ejisebe na wo ye sabia wo bo company ba ku bia wo no ye manufacturing wo Ghana ha no wo bo no ho ban no kwa be no emeye monopoly do ma prices bo enkosro na ebitwa ye quality kwa na yes je do bia
yen sabetimi aka Robbie unim eti say ye portrait I can remember last year mu ho na me ne poultry farmer bi wa hanom ye edi nkomo sei ya na oka bibi se first no se wo free be se wo free ase free Accra poku ase amasaman ho na wo kwa kodu nkokwa na obetimi akan poultry farms ebe se 130 but se no obetimi akan se poultry farms no 130 no na as at the time I mean na kasa na wose aka 13
just imagine no ya me important no maye adanse wo na wo de measures beto akwam amma kwaya befa so abeja sade o take no wo di aba amo etimi aye wo mo ana enu a wo di mema wo mo subsidies a di mema wo mo di entities wo mo mpata wo de guko begum wono no e na so wo ye no aka say oh me yes ade no sa me ye tumpo chicken production no ye nyamu be 80%. Etibunjai they are not the buyer or go to Nigeria no more rice importation rice production I pay 80%.
Okay.
It's 80% as I said. That's so hold do importation how that's what do akaka atakuma no madu enti na the answer we understand o importation no so kra woman de afimu e da ye yo wo say enya afi e da ka wo metwi dia wo mo do bai no eja de ese ko mu ja mi bia ba e possible
okay
possible enya possible so wo de afimu pe wo metwi dia ye say ya stop importation afimu de ya tuya ja ye production ye pe debi so afi pepe no metwi de wo target no because na wo mo ji sa wo ma ye no na abo wo mo du ho awie.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Sabia.
Okay, now what can be about shortfall? Say bia the production the me produce wa ha say no. Na mo ma import bi. Na mo de ababa be so. But the ye hu say wo kwa market na. Apart from local foods produce kakra banche bode nom ne bia aburo no kwase na import bi free neighboring country. Tomatoes kra free Ghana. Be yi ni free ho no ma. Wo rest shop supermarket mo ne ade ye hu say eniema na import no eba ni teach you food the import no edoso esin the yankase ye produce wa ha say in percentage wise no yetimi ka say to sell poultry rice cooking vegetable oil nom ni ade no the mu importers mo de ba no edoso sin the ye no Ghana ha say na just enya shortfall because of say the ye produce no wa ha say no e wo form enti na ama na kosa. It is eti ano no
your producer and your man your producer no Ghana na no na dey say nka ye ni production company ye ni factories wo mo produce na ye to bia na short for no yakofa fu abuchiaba.
Okay.
It they run side by side.
Okay.
Na the other you produce na koye kuma
import
the no akamase. Asawa o kana setra no no. Enti ye de na enno so nti mo da ye mfa ne se. Wo so mo tre cement ka ho. Cement no na hu ya. So mo be tre cement na ka ho because cement no yenim ye dango yenim ye jata
cement.
And yenim ye diamond cement. And yenim ye gasem.
And a jata so abeka ho.
Jata no be ta say ye jata.
Okay.
So the meter be see ye jata. That's what do ye see abo say ye ni aye dia.
Okay.
Oh, I know I set I will be a cement. What say will be so that you can say me confa. This a bia will be a one no be confa. Bia de omo ni good ship but no more abaye no omo de be good silo so no one no de e mo asade some bet me stop for sango for no but come for de ye gidie wo ye local cement lu ye gadi for so wo de wo pa to car the ko yi atala any one more to cement is the ko so be who for cement bi ho ha and no de ka say industrialization say ya ye ama wo mo no abedu eho hwe biscuit local biscuit say obi adu da wo ka na be nim say e bia wonnim biscuit no so ye Ghana for etumpo wo yi biscuit production no am say so ko supermarket ko one hwe wo so ye no so we eye imported and we eye Ghana there if you one more can see no one can we no and then wo mutimi see wo mo ho pa say ye kofa biscuit no do afrabriti one here look at there no ebe mo abuka e do na say one more look at your biscuit factory one more who say papa o mutimi produce e mo cost no e competitive some ye kan it is ade no ho the yi mama sanya example kwa yi tissues solid road mu no ge kan so wo wo so bi afrabriti e dey ba that's a bi awakofa bibi to say floor tiles. Oh, it will for 4,000. And that's a near heavy duty and near mana. You not container need to be and load to my because I get me lifted. Okay. If you want to upon permanent now, what's any Befa a toilet training kaka and just road on the baby the Atmica. Sanya dicta toilet, but Sanya many now so see the production no aquanim. Your friend be pharmaceuticals and no ye the Ghana hey in Ghana for Adia too. It and then say we don't patronize our own. But so one yes is na a bit me some be a more and a be a mono was say you know ye cra ye di a more ye the minimum figures and with the mitrimeka a beer yes 1.2 metric tons. 1.2 metric tons already you produce no Ghana hano a beer 400,000 metric tons. 800, you know, and a year short for 800,000 metric tons. And as you say, media, you say, yeah, the restriction, but yes, I think here the year Juma. I fear they anyway. Remember, local production, I call 200, backwards for 600,000 metric tons. I fear best out to us, remember, local production, I call 800. Nebia, what is a Nebia Bedu and Fianciano. Now, after wo yet me produce 1.2 metric tons no ha. And all they na ya no kasa ya said na bibi so say okay they say ya self sufficient and who here kwa say ya be importation ni bio. Now wo ya dia no wa ya the tra e holo obedi better the holo when ya ji say bia wo dey guide na some bia me ya maduma na be ha me keke. So they say anything ya fa ji share no measures no ya dey to akwamu ama ya every timelines no to say the market we ya dey to akwamu na for ya boy no ho ba say permit no kwa ya be de no wo ba ya na bia ni 1 hour won sa be kada enye se bia permit no so be ya obi so ejapade ama eno wo kope bia na ya buati bi di na bureaucracy ne bottlenecks ne bia corruption na ebeka ho no that also aba say you get the cry. Okay. Be trade facilitation. Trade facilitation, you know, it draws on time of doing business, cost of doing business, and ease of doing business. So you permit easy say down. any now equatia trace facilitation no na ema ejedi
okay, Mr. Abiye, my memory so. Say, make me aka say, ja, importers, no, open market. Yeah, restrictions bia enshada eni musa. And they say no, say bia dachi bia koba say. Ela ikwe yo mu kaya. More resist say ebemwa restrictions bemwa. Say they okay kwaji permit mu na dia. E kwa kodi nipa kakra bi nsem. Se kwadi nipa kakra bi nsem nsunso ne dey. O how bay ene de bebra wo man no. Ema ne ema no ho nya scarce. De eba no nipa kakra na e de ba no. Enya competition ema ne ema bo nso nya den wo market.
Oh, what be? Any tia so make business one say. One year as you say na, wo be cafe, e bi as they say your factory ba ko pe e na wa ha. E bi a bedroom fie dey si and they say dey ato apam any facilities a ye dey abankofu bi no. E bedroom sa me no na bi a factory siri e be 3 and 9. Wo capacity of production no e be so ye na ya no. So as you say ni ho, that one year side by side with importer. That wo ye no tra te say the woman ye ya e be ba ne ma no ashoto odwa so de ma no bo be ye den yi obi pebi kra na wonya bie na wodo no they are the consuming public at the same time no say only atona nkono so import kakra no e de be hwe da busuafo na she say ba ko so ni enu sefri obo say sa de na wa ye no so no ye wu say wa ye regulation bi a what the best the who protected no because who go say the panel protected no one name baby amana that one also there your friend monopoly na city in it you buy no one shop here say be enfamba and so here come what here start the because what do akofra bi say bi no dey distributor the whole distributor for sole distributor. It's not a work a woo to quack forward the other after who could be qua aquaton crowds or would that or walk of need to be a yes, someone yes, I said it answer by ya. Some of the politic unit will be free Saturday.
Okay.
Yes, I said, woman, yes, I said, don't know what the body are. That's a pair of Yabia, one person over the importance of you, but yes, so you roll that you play no, and just when they cry, I said, there be our person Ghana for it was a supplemented work, local manufacturers and Womusin Tono. That crowd the ambition. It's Bonesa.
Eti Robin said the awo kan say local manufacturers see omo ya mo na mokofa na maton na short film makwa ba no. The ekwesi nyina dan say productivity e wo form. Production e wo form. Eti na just say 24-hour economy no. E kwan bi so be boa o man no.
Yes, also 24-hour economy you over penny that diabano. So utia the all kata ya ne say Indian mummy and from Quadrimo na yewo anajo yewo time and yewo space ewo. It is that time yewo anajo no any space there one anajo. Ye from Quadrimo ni enye emma faso emra so. Asawa walk no. Eti wonka asama eyebode say ye na ye hwe ne pekwan bia on say businesses there upa manadwi ma asori bi nkoye convention wo ebia osu ada la hormone la trade fair ho na ebia adadwo no mo ye convention ubon say abonfo bebe de edema be ko ho akwakoto esuo omko eyanadwo so because we create opportunity that businesses here traders we are not time bound. Ojadini pian one more year time bound. Anything 24 hour economy no. So yes, you said yeah. That's a first now. First no me so be na Kumasi baby tenant for a year more bomb place. Anyone more we are doing another. Who was a cast the woman before manager and the panel of BBC woman? And then you may be the big Google. So we shall crown then see Pocrano. That transportation could be a 2 choir or Babedida was surrounded and the was be 2 choir and Jona. Baba Beduno, na Adiate, number but to Tommy, the madame. That's what will be traffic to Mujashi. And I'm the country and I'm Robbie, no. ni na no efiri ho social filling station and pharmaceutical shops saja robbery no go get kawa edi so ma pedi aba no say okay se be shemu kena that's the all part they say be a security or be provide the security 24/7 na web create infrastructure no na mo no ban for the juma na egugu and say shift no to be babu bebre na na no ye tax bebre na egu ye so no e ba ye competitive
okay
so when you competitive that will not be the attack yeah in fact Togo for to Nigeria for to Burkina for to flow because of body ya and you be the better say rather shift anything and the same so about pedis or yeah the policy that so what the couple part they say or what body when you know what it to others so the local manufacturers you know ya more incentives or more with the banana for pass there that's what creating demand for a goods you know demand the nobody that's a woman so no woman yeah you 24/7 yeah private sector yeah private sector yeah see yeah the engine of growth so they all you go engine be one ba engine and they were yeah juma 24/7
okay
and it yeah we are waiting for any opportunity that it will create and I'm in for my consult so I'm for be again cause I don't plan be cano another network to say yeah yes I say yeah the plan papa to hope na and you be on a nuisance in the you know daytime no you bet you sadia mano by legislature there they are called anajo and to say and the man to say downtown to say Okanshi Kantamanto na adopada ye di adwa adopada awiano e ho na afa ya bafo yi e de ma containers aba etu mo to wo da kwan wa koso no kwan akoto ade eti ye betima ye sese ba legislature no ajube anajo district centers or business district centers ni na no ye ji bunyi de ma anajo this first thing say you say that yi body so what ko ba se da de afa ba bi body that task no ba ahomate no no about be yi de ma no na e ma no asori be 1 o'clock 2 o'clock do about ko tosa you know food service na ye different price na ba no e de be do be no sia no na wo bo akoto to bo de ma de ko be bia wo to wo no ba no na e also are free for trading in the morning eti ebetumi afesa de be ni da hihye ama yetwi eja evaso e wa anadio na e da ho pan no
ya da se enwumre
okay this way that
politicians engage mu pa o mai be koso nso o mu hyehye kwana so sa o de abeto ho bom na je agu da se awie abusuafo we say eye Joseph Oben president Guta so hu nsem a wo ka 24-hour economy na regional minister bi gina baby ka say 24-hour economy na anado no wo yere na minister Akufo Addo ni ministers nso de yes am adwen pa de asayi ye di crazy na me economy ne Edward Akron ono nso president Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders for na mini ni nwie na afi no Uncle Bernard Mona join me na me no mo entna say Eddie good afternoon. Hello Edward.
Good afternoon.
Na promise say
you what do me here?
Say the tamahabo aye mama na no kura meti fie mi hu say na Akufo Addo say second phase project no project na akomensi a wo mo ye. Someone na ja freight forward for me em say why you ma busu nti second phase ni to aso.
We dey em wa sheda fa.
Em sheda. Say the ye hu say ho no ma ye empty. Say why ye empty dia ga second phase project nke dey ye dey.
Oh, and it was part of a plan, you know, and the Omo be a co every Debbie no matter into no.
Okay, and the restrictions. And near my import at the bagana, I say no. Oh, my Ghana market now with me, say near ma a framon on a bano. A draw so sing, dear what ye young casta ye produce you. Little true and riane. Any sa clothing apparel you am so omo ebe restricting ni importation no.
Yeah.
Majuma no na wo hwe se de aban ne pese wo ye se wo pese wo ye e boost local production na
right
e de na wo ka de afa ho
okay me da see when ekobia obekoso no wo me hwe sector because fans that deal we aduane bia mu obeka so mu de ye self sufficient mu ya yetumi di ayemo na mu no brace kapa nti yem protect fa sector no eno de ekobia obekoso bia obehu na mum so wo hwe ade realm de because what for 22 different items now wo share items now and we are mentioning that aduma ye normal ye crania and ye the friend saying ye the restriction no better so no but first of all she say and the men at the bar first of all the bureaucratic process how be ka say wo kom ansa na wa register permit fee sa committee na e be hwe sa de no so any one thing. Secondly, no, so one nipa, we yet there, a dear we want to hear, not called Danny. I said, bring back a monopoly. Mini monopoly, chimo. On them, John. There's an uncle could be better. So no name and for a panel is no con was okay. Main one of my class idea. Let's near the sense of no there. You know, why you on no Becra. But Ghana, no, you talk about trade liberalization. Trade, no. Ya what say ya signing several international agreements, the WTO trade facilitation agreement, and ninya ya signing on. And want to me munano sa say obi be ye bia wo say we dey changes mama of permit answer. Niya ye bi when 1984 85 no ba no and na niya bibia e friend special or numbered license. But say when him the horrors of it say no ma be come and sana wo sa ka permit back. And you know why would we want to do that? What I say? It would you say, what shall listen one? Let's say, what person will talk, what was it say, the who can also make a cracker about the year. Just walk with permit or committee. In any case, no, what shall committee now form no crana? Then you begin to wonder where is the angle? Because we are committees are AGI also, but traders know they one way. They are not on that committee. The trader also crumple M1. AGI no more so not say AGI ne member beer or produce BB. I was woman now over just permit now over me the amount. In any case, I'm saying, why do we want to do that? Sugar, you need sugar company be our Ghana.
Bakuya mu be ye cry, and a sewer ye produce she.
You need sugar company, and now so obian to me crack and to me yadi. What I say? I don't know. Idea is the tax bit me create some monopoly in there. Papa.
Ehu ewie mamenda wase abusuafo we say ye Edward Akron no ye president Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders ade na omo ye no je say ade na omo ye no adwini omo pesa ho monopoly je say omo pesa omo de sa permit ni ma wo omo nkrofo kakra bi no omo na che say omo import mo omu na import poultry omu na import you force use ntade ya eja yetugusu enya bi shei omu pese che se oman ni bibia ekuta wo mu ya wo mu dia so ho bibia mo limit bibia oh but Ghana for there are how many months to go and aka ye dey ko ediwe yi restriction dey o mu chireche how many months na aka na ye ko yanim na ya je mai na yaje mai awie me fast dama Tabia Herbal Center or the Tabia Herbal Mixture aba edwaso Tabia Herbal Mixture obi malaria how fever how general body pain wanu mo ato na wuntimi ni dia pe Tabia Herbal Mixture obi asisi yade how obi ayamtime how nyema edidi usisi mi ohia Tabia Herbal Capsules nyema emma wo man koda no fo apemfo wunya 18 years a wo no you gina dent ne bo me bo life in your fan ye yi free so me nim to so you ji so de e te fa so sa de a onye yi sekura o kan shi drug lane do so pom benya bi wo ho 0243686861 0243686861 eneme Jessica siko 413 hash. Star 413 hash. Star 413 hash. Let's choose you Accra FM. Choose you Accra FM. 5 cities bet mem when you see Kapudu. I feel quick credit in so HM Sika. Quick credit the de Bob Bosia. You hear no Ghana card. We here put to Prumulo be the child home. We here Bosia the Ura business move. We store any more high. Who Ghana card the Diabo Modia. Left friend number 0596 920833 0596 0596 920833 0302 20 0390. Quick credit Bank of Ghana lances near the year. Roberto. And the lunch is Imboost Herbal Mixture. Imboost Herbal Mixture. And if you drop a pay boost to immune system, no. Ama Unipediano and Wadenson ko Abemo. Yadia do crow. No phone. Yadia Shisha home. We hear Imboost Herbal Mixture. Imboost Herbal Mixture. A boost Ghana have a tone will be a beato. To phone friend 0246 208496 0246 208496. Enche na enkwano resource ne eba. Ope school papa bi do ba ko. Ope school papa bi edo ba. St Andrews Senior High School. St Andrews Senior High School. Form 1 admission the hall. Form 1 admission the hall. Junior High School BEC resource no. Say o training mu kwan na enche computer placement. E for two ban two school bi a won pay. St Andrews Senior High School. What admission. Form 2 so any form 3 classes nyina ebi ewo ho. Vacancies ewo ho. Yeah general arts course na me kwan me geography, history and I'm here economics. Papa ka say me elective maths but me de ka hu say ma hwe ya madwene bebom. Enti man fa no anka ho. Aha enti ya sound so here business home economics. Yeah agric science general arts. Ni nyina visual art ye bi ho. Ye wo teshi Chibler last stop. Teshi Chibler last stop. Comodian friends 0546 048332 0546 048332 0249832015 0249832015. Pacho anka bana mo na mma metena se na ye ntoa so na divine mo aba yentwi amro abusuafo yentwi amra ye ba Bernard Mona former Chairman PNC Divan Womunyina Divan Nkroma no mo ebeto aso afia.
Quick credit siasia say sika pe ennafom intina yabasa ye becheche wo yam bosia bon chehye ye ho wutumi babosia edifi aso ye fee 1500 Ghana cedis edeko na ne wo hia ne wo national ID card wo hia se wo betu susu wo hia awowa ye ngiseke bia nto ho wo nsanso hia se wo ne ye begue futuo bia. Quick credit wo homao say ye dwa na wo pese wudi ana wo pese wo hye ejuma foforo ase ana say ye school fees ana bo eyeye bosumi ejuma ye fo nso ye wo bi mamo na mum kai say ye mobosia wo internet so afen so omantic akrobia batan Bank of Ghana nsa wo dwumedie yi mu enti tutumri kana freyen wo 0302 200390 ana 0596 920833. Quick credit London made simple. Kai said dwumedie yi nhyehyɛ kakra wo ho.
Hey! When we send your police in your draw, Imbusaba Mesa Amama Huaden.
Refuse to grow, and young offense swabek.
And what day immune system or Yankopon, and your ready pedian Musa Maya Hubano, and Nasa Wunum Imbusaba Mesa, a peja immune system Nabribia. Ya Yarientimu. Sasa dear, a man for the one, the Imbusaba Mesa, Drodon dance yes, and Yarwa who Nipa and Yina Etimi Banaso. Any Yarwa Cassian Kaya Wutini D and a whole car. No, Yamwas ehyew nyina no ebo ye ho ban afiri ho enna wo mpo a omo wanyarewa ne dada no omo nom Dr. Enuro no ennom imbusaba mesa no a emo mo ahoɔden pinti ya omo ntimpo sɛ yare ɛhye omo ho imbusaba mesa ɛwɔ kansi ɛne ɔman mu babia yɛto Enuro atufo mfrɛ 0246 208496 FDA ahyehyɛ sɛ die nkrato yi mu atu mu sɛ ye.
Get ready to immerse yourself in a tale of bravery and resilience. Journey into the heart of the Kwaman Kingdom, where Nana Akoto, a young prince, is captured and sent to the formidable Dintra Empire as a slave. Nana Akoto faces a fate that threatens to erase his identity, but his spirit remains unbroken. In a quest to rediscover his true self, Nana Akoto must navigate a path full of trials. Will the power of Dintra keep him as a slave, or can he fight to reclaim his heritage and restore honor to the Kwaman Kingdom? Don't miss Nana Akoto, showing Mondays to Fridays at 8 p.m. exclusively on Aquaba Magic, DSTV channel 150 and GoTV channel 102. Dial *759# to reconnect or stay connected to DSTV and GoTV.
Hey, say dear Makohu ewo Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic no. Me ho kra bi me. Say enu nti no manya award wa. Eye world best. Obi antra se ema dompem ya de. Ka say anase mo boya de enka nto dem bio.
Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Esanyar want to say ne ekuro etu no. Ne enka ewo nanum. Oba na be mo pa wo. Ene enyar wanka ye.
Nansi ma me ka say ene spinal cord ho eka ye no. Greenfield adoromenti ene wasa so le gina na so epiem.
Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Ewo ultra modern laboratory and a diagnostic machines are associated with the Muankasa. Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Ewa Nungwa Dogon, Estate Junction, last stop. Frewa 0243 983 906 and 0261 651 898.
Greenfield.
God is our healer.
Greenfield.
Your last stop.
I believe. CMGC Cartadio. Yeah! Here say, Ubebo star 413 house. I want MTN peso. I want to more. Now one sack come what's a dear. I CMGC Cartadio promotion. Yeah, I feel yes, you better do. So, peso when you CMGC Cartadio beer, and you're quite well now, Befaso. Step 1, but star 413 hash. I want MTN so. Step 2, choose a FM. Now, what dear, the prompt in a chi. And so I will show us coming in now. Ever could Yamau. Sika Chadia promotion. Eye cash in and win big promotion. When you dear what's our year? Win your share of 24,000 bonanza. Shannon Swap, do be our taxi. And you cost star 413 hash and never more when you say, Uvedinkunim, our CMG Chadia promotion so. A cashback from Class Media Group. Kai Huna say, Sa Jumedia Way. And she shared the home. The National Lottery Authority. Our Caritas Lottery Platform. And a boy chidom. Unyam Fisher don't watch it airqua. One Kajumedia home. CMGC Cartadio! Yeah! Go Ghana for media some dabremo. Sisi ade wo si dan ya. Any coin so vohukra. Essence Alu Africa. We got you covered. Alu Africa. Eye dwumako kese a ebon nchense papa edi kru danso any trusses a Ghana ha any wiase afa na nyina ye ne lidie yen ane topo Alu Africa ewa abakwasam adimu ebon roofing sheet any trusses say ye papa nko ade a eye honom na obenya pa ye quality sanso ya affordable bedroom frishie aduonu nie edan ya buru 2 million na Alu Africa ekru so. What a news! Yen chance ye di kru danso no. Ni amani dimu ne se emwodu. Ne bani diswo ni diswo. Fiti 0.35 mm. Eko si 0.5 mm. 0.35. Eko si 0.5. Alu Africa Trusses so emwodu. Na erenji fi 0.55. Eko si 1.15. Enti enya afi na wudi dua kokru wudanso a every nache. Emfotie berie. Alu Africa Trusses no. Emfotie ntimere. Enre nache. Eye good for all weather conditions. Ne buaso da for mwankasa. So beto dua pa de enkato Alu Africa Trusses. Na boko kwaye bretu no ho ban. Alu Africa product ni nyina so yema 40 years warranty. Emfrishie duanai warranty. Hwehwe Alu Africa. Ewo Spinters kwai no so. Yene MTN office no. Ana di nhwani mu. Ana say frɛ 0574 286292. Se wudu takra de so a ye branch ni bi wo ho. Frɛ ye 0545 446852. Na edwumeku bia. Wo pese wo beto Alu Africa kwal ni bi no. Wo betimi walk in to your branch bia. Ye beton dia ma wo mo. Na wo de akodi dwumedie bia. Alu Africa, building made exciting.
Hey, hey, hey. Obeda. Hey. Koda. Hey. Emano siden kwa.
Tabia takum wedi emema yedro no eme yenya hoden ene hoden ye aye memedro enu ti na banme bi ehia bi no etufo ane atofo ene obi opededu etu aton bia enko chemical shops pharmaceuticals ene herbal shops bia e wo Ghana hanu be bia anase frey e wo 0243 686861 ana 0245 749206 sankatwe FDA fo agiatu kai se tabia takum ye bemma bia ye takum
Not recommended for lactating mothers, pregnant women, and children under 15.
Basam sunyi wama batan bra kwa
na wana no rejijiwu ye
enya hwana wo hwe school nsɛmsɛm dua wo safi ahwana wo fi JHS roko SHS1 wo betne fia char papa
oh iyantra ti asam dawi St Andrews SHS for say sabo from the results mbempa akonya ohode wo befa wo be wo start SHS1 da waiting result na hianyi that index number baba echi results no ba na za ba kire ho na wo be yin
aha, private school
eh? St. Andrews SHS. Are you grade A private school? And you be able to school. And you go school or what? I'm going to home from open over SHS2. On SHS3. Nasafi no be SHS1. None results in being part. Let's see. One boarding house or what? Oh yeah, corner there. Teachers no so force him from him was yardinty. What pass was easy. A better will be a general arts, business, economics, agri, general science, visual art. For baby St. Andrews eh. And men campus no asking for su. Wakra hadze. You will test it triple. Last off. 0244 696911. St. Andrews SHS. We are always in the lead.
Na asmafo ni man say.
Mafia. Hey, nade. Wo bi nam ne baby so na wo hwe ne han se de ase de sen.
Na hwan ni obi no awo ka no kwakofo.
Kwakofo ben. Ye ntem kwakofo no wa chia se bicycle wo so ne ma wontimi no. Wo so ne na ye no.
Hwe, ebe na kakra ni na mihia oni abu a na wo te so. Se won sisi ye won ya. Na bu mpo de no se koko so ha no ka ho. Enti ontumi nya adwuma bia na nsan. Na me ka se onko ba me odobo herbal center. Eni se abu hu ato no a onanam ne baby no.
Hey, ma me odobo herbal center de. Oya ade o.
Hey, me say ye koko sisi yade low sperm count oba na so be ma won wo afichiri kromu ha wo ne ade gise wanko
diabetes ne mpamu mreye ene koko na menim se oteso na menim se sisi yade ene afichiri kon ha nso otumisa
echinyigifo mpo age ma me odobo herbal center tum
kana shi ma me abena odobo herbal center ebe Pro Credit Bank no edan ya ni na salon ewo mu no
ena shama nso o TMA office pom ho a official town road
frɛ 0244 284 728
ana 055 ana 0509 043 539
Mami odobo herbal center na
agisi wanko
CMGC Kachadio
Abusha for Accra 100.5 FM Sunina afe yemre fie na yemra meye adwuma Bernard Mona, your former PNC chairman, convener, Rise Ghana, Divine Chroma, director of operations, PPP, and many women Asia, a Oba me da be me. Yes, I'm good to cry. Agabel, good afternoon, Divine afternoon.
Good afternoon. Afternoon.
Yeah, me your Uncle Ben.
So I should na oh yeah uncle nature say on person men trespass.
Yes, my shadow.
By cross pollination so
cross pollination should be very. Divan boko die.
Na me adom bi ai boko.
Bi aboko.
Na me adom.
Me who Dr. Pakwesi Ndumachen ayi. And the former president Kufuor ne wife no. Mama test him who no na you funeral grounds when I'm say me who no. Who mo papa.
No cray.
Idi nyame asese ade nyina mu wa ahoden.
Nyame nchade. Nyame de nkwa che ne ti no. Hwede nyame be ye.
Ade nyame ase. Okay. Eti when the young child cry yeah share about 24-hour economy and then matters if you mu eba. Minister bi say obi ti say Bernard Mona say ya ono ya farmer. Okoni info so radio so TV so no sa o san so ye farmer. Was one 24-hour economy whether naja. Any issues former President John Mahama, Vice President Dr. Mamadou Bawumia about 24-hour economy. Anke be odu eni me say wakasa from last week na metife na me metio. But question ya me bisa ne say economy no ebetimi asanso afa fufro aka hu biem. Like the current state of ye sika o share Bank of Ghana ne ye futuo mu a ebetimi asanso absorb additional workload see ye tua nkrofo ka e de aka ho.
Nana me chia na me chia menua divine nkroma ene botanical mena omo wechire. That's and yenua bobie ansa watu kwan. Okay. And of course etiefo ene ahwefo because nipa etimi hwe ne ye no ewo Facebook and other social media platforms. Na menkase obia eni ewiasi onim your friend is saying how the kitchen is hot than the cook who is in the kitchen. So what I say, you cannot determine the hotness of the kitchen whilst you are outside than the one who is inside the kitchen and is cooking, feeling the heat or whatever. In this instant, the cook is the Trades Unions Congress. Omuna omoye employees. Omuna omoye aban ejuma. Omuna virtually they do the work for the employer to take. So what I say? It is a Trades Union Congress. Omuna omuni baby ejano ehye efa. Na obi abeshia omo na wachire ne policies. Se Ghana for emanu to me. Na obeye president. Say ni say ena obeye. Na Trades Union Congress ankasa. The representatives of labor in all its forms. Etimika say 24-hour economy is a game changer. Game changer no not only say labor numbers will increase and strengthening the labor union. So when say as the labor union every year na ya retrenching nipa, every year na IMF kase job freeze netresemen for nipa, you are reducing the strength of the labor unions because their numbers are diminishing. Now, so it's not only in the numbers that will get the jobs, but say it will also reduce the dependency ratio. Yebusuemu se wanhwe ye na wo wanye ejuma eba beyo na o papa o mame o ma bia waware na o ma mienu miensa o ma beka ho. So you become the single person that have to fend for the others. But Ghana yebusuemu no obusu anya o papa ne o mame ene o yire ne o ma o yebusu anu eya etra eno. Evidently the dependency ratio is high. To say me and my uncle's children are with me. My uncle died and left kids that are younger than my children. Because of that, they should become pariah in society. So so they are with me. So it means that the dependency ratio will become higher. But say yetiminya ejuma na nipa bi tumi ye ejuma more than a certain number of hours. One hwe ya ni ketua bekosoro. Number 2, other people will get jobs to do. na etimi abua, so the income levels will increase, the dependency ratio will reduce, and above all, labor numbers will increase. I was surprised that the vice president will take issue with a 24-hour economy, which is the policy pronouncement by a contender. Any debate na mokoyo wakoka na de amati TUC. Say TUC no say also ochro letter ma mo na say o ba be hia mo na wo the policies o pese o benya president o de beba no o ba ma okwan na waba. The Trades Union Congress will not refuse you. So why would the vice president not go and give his policy prescriptions and the counter? Now what generally I say. Now can't say the 24-hour economy is not well thought through. It's a bad idea. Time now Obeka say a bad idea no. At the same time you are saying that the 24-hour economy is in operation. So if there is a bad idea that is in operation, what do? You stop it. Into Obeka say ye mobile money interoperability no. 24 hours no. If it is a bad idea to have a 24-hour economy and you are citing that as an example, say it's in operation, you should have stopped it. So say say pharmaceutical companies, pharmacies, a year juma 24 hours already, and it is a bad idea, then you should stop them. So you see the contradiction in the pronouncement of the vice president. Say bibi I will say enyano o man dream no. At the same time o ka kire say sadie no krampo no is already in operation, and you are in government. You have the authority to stop something that is bad. Why are you not stopping it? Me as a politician, and I say this. One time I left Accra. Na me name team. I say young co. Then Bono I have regions. So we had to leave Accra to meet the regional executives in Nkuranza. Na yako Ejurani yako Atebobo. Yefi hoa ni yako Kejeji. Yefi Kejeji ni Abapuru. That was our itinerary for one day. But yebe wieno na yese yembeda sunyane. Then the next day we can pass Brekum and that area near the Ako. Inti me sorry ahomache. By 3 a.m. we had set off from Accra. Yekodru Nkuranza north and south near Ko Ejura Atebobo. Pum yako Kejeji. Time na yekodru Kejeji, it was already past 10. Yewi Kejeji to come down to Atebobo and go to Puru. Yewi Atebobo. It was almost 1 a.m. Na ye fuel asa. So the 3 vehicles we're using, fuel was red. One young to me and Drew Wenchi Crampo because we couldn't come back to Atebobo. Na yesa yemfa kwa mbiso ni nkopie Wenchi. Fuel stations no omapon. We could do Gwal station na Iwopuru station hono. Almost say my lucky the attendants have even gone. I had to beg for them to take me to the owner's house. And I make a bob punumu and a papa nanka say be obia or say make us and say yes, me say papa and yes, only me. Oh, dear, Miss Rawa, wait, dear, your cars are short. Any na parky war of fuel station. Say, young, your fuel in Yumri, and a pay. Baby, I yakono, ever high. Papa, ye a buyer, and gave us fuel. And said, hey, Bernard, at this hour of the night, I said, what options do we have? Into Yesimu. So if that station was working 24 hours.
First, it's na year
24 hours, but lack of security.
Yeah.
Say, nipa
robbery.
Na amot attack your mono. Into Sesiano. And when I got the na cars baby, articulators any niyama. Yeah, normally they are supposed to even drive through the night, no. Ni nyina paki ho. Because almost short here, I say they should fuel, but they have closed. Into Papa no be jinaye. When we finished, because we had a police officer. Nti ye jina ho enomo eloki omo eyini nyina and papa no koyansana yetimi esimu. So when we were going, ye drew your friend saying so nyane at 4 a.m. to sleep for 2 hours and to continue our journey to the other places. Evidently, a 24-hour economy would have shown that nanipa engineer station, just fuel station. Say okako for petrol na diesel na wakono na enunti your journey and plans will have to be truncated. Inti omuka 24-hour economy. Margin echo fuel station say we should intensify security. But over intensify security, you have to employ more security. What you say? Over intensify the security and fortification of these places. No, you intensify security. Number 2, street lights be jumano. You have to ensure that all these things are working. Now, the darkness that surrounds us as a nation, in spite of the fact that electricity bill, for electricity bill, ube say what you street light, yet they are non-existent. They don't want to come and connect it. They want some contractor to come and connect it for you at a charge. Meanwhile, you have been paying for it. A 24-hour economy will ensure that electricity has to be generated. Street lights now, they have to use the money to do the work. Now our town will be brighter because the people will do these kind of things in dark places. Into fuel stations now, the lights will not be around. No, I say young lights on call. So electricity generation too, we have to add more. In generating more electricity, HSA ejuma soba koso. Beside that, they be me you see National Passport Office. Ahomachi. Sorry, around 3 a.m. na call passport office na koshe. Obekono nanipa asalai. Waiting for offices from 3 a.m. to open at 9 a.m. Omo salai na sa eba bebo 4-5 no na offices no omo pong. If the offices are closing, na wentimi anya bia ofi your friend saying Dodowa enebaye, you have to get back to Dodowa and come back the next day at 3 a.m. Sometimes you follow this for more than a week. Now, so because there's a lot of backlog that has not been cleared. As at June, Nipa or more appointment with the passport office. So a 24-hour economy betimi say, Nana, why be your wejuma wapong? Who's a kono? Na meso baba. Mabetwaso from where you are. And I'll continue. Ebebo be say enyumre 12 a.m. no. Na obi fufro eso abel so they will continue. Omo too kwan. Some people want to get their passport and then just go because once you get your passport there are countries that you don't need visa. Omo betimi etu omo kwan no makoye ne ese omo ye no. They are all still here. Why is the passport office not able to function in that manner? What you say? Until you fill passport form no online, but the other processes you cannot get your passport. Next, I said the online application is of no consequence. The final pointer, and our last but one, and they said, Cecilia, Vice President de Kokai. My view is that it was not an attack on John Mahama. It was an attack on labor. Because labor Neka says is a game changer. So to come and say that it is no brainer. Nature say catch the Trade Union Congress, any all other employees say Omunjin, they don't know what they are about. And so you don't want that as vice president or as a contender in the elections. You have already started a fight with labor. You understand? Koshe Professor Jampo, representing your friend saying University Teachers Association, Koshe Chalak, and all the other labor institutions, even the Economic Institute of Economic Affairs, Obia Ekase, looking at 24-hour economy, Ebebwa. We should now be looking at the numbers and the institution, because the 24-hour economy and say all ministries will be functioning and all employees, the same number of people will be there. There, 17% of the Ghanaian population that was not working can now get job through the other hours in the night. But the 17% etiminye juma ekahwa. Who says that it is no job? Who says that is no brain? Then Yawoho and Aminia Stephen Yakubu, Upper East Regional Minister. Wakodi ma atem. Apart from the childishness, if you are a proper farmer and you go and do your farm and come and you are tired and you even want to have sex with your wife, then it means you are useless, because a tired man doesn't have sex, or a tired woman doesn't have sex. That is one. Number two, when they catch you say your women have nothing to do, they must be in the house for you to go and work and come and pounce on them. Onyejuma, mame. Nature say what a minister who is supposed to be promoted inclusive employment, you know, catch say the place of the woman is in the bedroom.
After kitchen.
That is if there is a kitchen, because he never talked about kitchen. He preferred sex, midnight sex, to a 24-hour economy. Some minister no, or prefer sex, midnight sex, to 24-hour economy. I find this very ridiculous. And so by now, the appointor, President Akufo-Addo, any vice president now, or person on Kabi and Mama, one can you know, they should have called her to say that the place of our women is not to go and lie in a bed or to stand and make love. Women in this administration, chief of staff, from the apex level, start from the chief of staff. Come to the vice president's wife. Come to the president's wife. Then come down to the ministers and deputy ministers. Come to the MPs and to Mo. Moye Jumano. It's your place to go and have sex, the comfort of somebody. In any case, na 24-hour economy say madon omonka ho. Don't we see women's security in town? So, wohu. Enu na no make us say when you bend down, you want to look at somebody's nyash, then your anus is wide open. So, Professor Jampo has advised the Vice President and his team that instead of coming to say somebody's idea is a bad idea, use your energy to bring about your ideas. Because who no can say, Onyanya President no, o de wadwin abwa, and therefore one village, one dam at the buyer. And that you have ideas and ideas and ideas. Yeah, ideas and ideas now see one village, one dam. It is not true. How a kumsina ankasa catcher and say 250,000 na mo de man no pay dam no entiminya dam. To do a dam, you have to get about 3 billion. And at 3 million Ghana cedis. On one okay.
I say 8 million meaningful dam.
Into acquire dug out and so back toya as nina egu. So we wasted our money for something that you are still praising for. In fact, say ye value for money audit. Now the vice president is still talking about this, but for the fact that the constitution gives some indemnity, the vice president needs to be caged. In this era, Mukachine say Mubabe year agenda 88 before the completion of the year 2020. Mwentimi anyo, Mabel Kase Mas Sisano Akwa agenda 111. And that is an achievement, something that is work in progress. Nanuya and Omoko Kate sword ewa dentain oti ukaye. Unim sword cutting. Unim sword cutting. No mafa pickers. Any shovel. Na minister ako jinaho. Now what is shovel pickers no boom bako. No master senyano. No must say we have cut sword. Not one block has been laid. You are now cutting sword for agenda 111, and it is an achievement. You are talking about 1 million one constituency. Since 2017, no constituency has received its $1 million.
So that's okay.
Still, you are still talking about it as an achievement. In fact, the last time I heard Babeka Sansem no, mo kachire yen say enu na mo fa koto ambulances. Okay, mo fa $1 million ekoto ambulances. $1 million per constituency. Now, must say you use it for the peculiar development needs of the assemblies, of the constituencies.
Toilet.
So, see, I'm more toilet, any ambulances.
Toilet.
And to say a koto ambulance, any toilet, $1 million. And yeah.
Say every year.
that so no more say every year you get the equivalent of $1 million in cedis. In Tinkanadoli
ambulance banana the first time.
Yes. But the first time no crampon it was in the third year.
Yeah.
Third year getting to fourth year no and a buy. So in the first year no amba, second year number, third year amba, fourth year no and a buy. So the 3 years before the fourth year no na the $1 million no. So na ye wo ha na o ka kire yen say one district one factory. Ye can also you go around the district. Now what share the your friends the local needs of the district na mudi ayejuma enunti and Akabo was motivated. And Oka says a Kobol Gatanga district. Ye kwa ye Kraman factory wo na say ba ayibe your friends say who ni abaye your friends say Jarmwa. Ni abaye no so factory. As we speak is the cat factory in the Volta region. Is the dog factory in the Upper East region. Since you Bisakabwa or say upon feasibility studies, they realized that it was not feasible. So you spoke before you can do feasibility studies. So the one district, one factory is non-existent in our factory in our district. Now you beka now work of digitalization aba or hokrampo na ye hinu. Because as young as I was, now Edward Salia was Minister for Transport and Communication. Na mi ye juma wo Internal Revenue Service now Ghana Revenue Authority. Mama, na ye you see ye friend saying manual typewriter. Eno na wo ye e wo hin bi wo hin e wo. Ansa na electric typewriter e ba ye. Electric typewriter no ba now we thought that was the biggest thing to me ye bibi na nya na wa type na a cancel na wa churo continuously. Ansa na ye friend say computer desktops e ba ye with floppy disks and those things. And you see, transformation in the digital space is not done by the vice president. Internet cafes, in fact, now those days it was phone booths. And yes, sir, open say on your caller. Now what koto your friends and card. Now what on the phone booths SCC. Now what kojina na masaline. Where you are now also akwaye dear. And then we don't use those things because we have moved.
Com center,
com center.
Ya froze when you call.
Me say com center no krampo no internet cafes. Yetimi sorry. Ahomachi ne yakoda busy internet. Now what to o cheap o voucher. Now we try say nipa pim asa na also wakotena se. Busy internet say they are converting it into a hotel or something BB. Go and check what is happening there because say your internet or phone.
Sniper Kregu.
What you say?
Busy internet.
Busy internet. Look at the businesses.
Busy and Sniper.
Yes.
Okay.
And so Sniper no tiptoeing.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you understand? Yes, Sniper. So evidently, transformations in the digital space, they are the vice president of Yefamu. They will come as and when, as far back as 2006, Nami Yejuma were Kenya. They had started the mobile money interoperability using the M-Pesa. Did the vice president go to do that? So, all of a sudden, when our economic whiz kids want to say that Ghana card, no, they buy, but don't forget that one Ghana card is better than 10 interchanges, according to him.
Yes.
Actually, say, the policies are not working.
Okay.
In the midst of the confusion, no, you just have to attack. But Niamey Mesre, vice president, said, "To now, Odikasa is Adano." So one show ye, and he has to continue that way. I can assure him that he will not last 1 month in the campaign.
Divine also.
Yo, Mahima, me da say. Didi kind of my minchia etie4. Baby omobi omuti enka. Na minchia chairman Bernard Nso. Ana minialist also. Unim
say yemi mama kunu.
Do way.
Listen.
Say.
Listen way yemi mama kunu. Ntimi ya neba.
Ampala. The bravo na say.
His mother's husband is used to work.
Una munchira mu say. na brati say na say
ma dua kwesi say list to say o ye yi nyina say old age
Dabi o mami nua eya o mami o.
Mami nua.
Nti say list to wala fa mi mami nua. Me mami nua no ya me mami. Nti me mami kunu.
Okay. And you that old your old mother na your kasa.
No.
Okay.
Divine nkona.
Nti unim so some we able told you about the 24-hour economy. As you see, an agent train ha say Ghana fanan na baby abefa bia no. Obia e kan wasem. For me, any baby amete no, I believe say a policy bia betodwa emfa ho ne baby awugina. As you see nyina no, you discuss it dispassionately. In a manner interest say bia awugina ana bi ugina nifa ana ugina benkum na woni ndenti ankomo we no me de esan say me ye bebun me ye youth na de man ye interesting and say about job creation about how you betumi dealing with the upsurge in the unemployment situation na ha o man no ana say ma youth dwane youth no enya adwuma nye na me no ka say hwe say obi ka kire say o man mu ha say da na oboa unim say emegbu ni bebre no so mo sori anopa na o manu su ti omo a so man kai so mebo mpaya de di kan so young person a obe check say the bets akotru anan ko true say nyesa na ode no akoshe munsu na say oyo ababa wa kakra bia na che say she's checking on her phone to check on the next person or available or ya branch ya ohwehwe no ebia ono ni bedi agorobo ni bi na wanya kakra edi. And I'm not kidding about this. Before I'm about studio I see na me take care mu na me classmate bi a me ne call gempa ache oba now all this why I thought say oye adwuma wa Ivory Coast.
Okay.
And me wo ho na me share ne say like me nya ne message or send me message say maybe odane nye. And no and then them the bachelor the evidence the bachelor now or send me message so I hear me number on Facebook. I thought to say scammers bia na until I didn't want to later na me say no let me find out. See unim say or see walusu na adwuma since 2019 e command na ma wanya yale e friend no also na esi ame no ka say ya ginati ato private hospital na private hospital honum no nipa no ahwe na for some time or say medical bill no ya de beche no na duani mpo sika no ade beto aduani mpo oni ne family no e breadwinner o sisi an family enso entumi support no. This is what we are talking about. I'm sure she must have been one of those bank. Yes. And ushesenia all kasa no na otim say rewo na minimu no na chi onye obi a oye basabasa mpo otim say osra de no kra no ofere ni nyina ye niama ekoso na unim say le bia meka say ade anyankopon ahira ade ama adasa no ye nyina na say protect ensese ma nipa bia esen no ana say odno ade ni nimdie edi denigrate saade no de di kan eye adwuma a divine institution o nyame na wahira no konkron ya ware fi wono mu a adwuma because fiti abakose mu nyina wo de traditional religion Christian religion Islamic enyina de bomu a there is no point a yen citing say so bi aye adwuma itina wo ya kola yenya wo wa no the first assignment bi e de be ma o say wo nanti bia no to wo se dachi bia no ba be openya be ye adwuma na society enya so mfa so me wa ntina nyankopon bo Adam any Eve to edin trum ho no wan kan chom say munni di na munda na ade sa mabu atopa sebe
say the minister ne
o say mundi di na munya asase no so adwuma na say first commandment ye adwuma. Sounds that even po osaso kwa kan 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 11 na o see ensa nya adwuma no mani ndidi ba odin say emabu no bebre ne omu yelezi o eye bad governance bad leadership mpanifo a omu ndwi oman ne ho no na omu de hihye ato akwan mu a ama mabu no ebra ye ho kyere yen nti no amasese ya no emabu ni bebre endidi enti mi policy bi a ebeba a edi nyuma say yes ye discuss pragmatic in a pragmatic contest edi nyuma beba ma emabu anya bia ya. I'm telling you say see and found say fi sasabon sam enum na di piafa see our support sa call no. I won't try to find loopholes na David nyam nipa no ka asem papa ye nyina ansa adwimi wo no mo a ye fa mo ano. What I say and now me no ka say we are talking about event saying 24-hour economy matete commentaries ne remarks ne be from ebia political players be a FNPP mu any government officials be mo no mo a I find it quite preposterous and like and in a very disingenuous way amu person omu undermining this discussion. Sure, you cut 24-hour economy you penny for no more person omu say omu ridicule this whole policy no. When you say omu beneficiaries of a 24-hour economic system in other countries. Bebre no a omu ko amanone na omu ko school e France, UK, US ni yake ka hono enye boja adwuma so ko 2 hours a e ko pra ha no ma ko pra ko ye waiter ana waitress adwuma e wo another place owi a ko baby city no agi 2 hours ni nyina hourly no ogi hu sika mebwa aden na sa discussion e ko so amanfo for so anko benefit ya ide aba ha no ma mo pese munye say in our system no baby ayo sisi ano enye practicable enye feasible enye ade a ye betumi aye. It's because someone do your mind wadwe money kwa nipa didi minwi ana no refi ni nua ade no akobi close so ye mpanyifo atiwe omumu hwan I can count not more than 80% of them wa omu nyina ko school amanone. Why not show a Ghana ni akọ school amanone ane papa enye president minister anasikani a osi wa anye 24-hour experience 24-hour economy ewa obi man so 1980 simu 70 mu nyina obi otu kwa amanone bia no oye boja na 24-hour economy ni mu. It is if you are bringing the discussion home na yes you discuss ya esese nyina no ya upload na endorse say ebesi den ye be ma no aye adwuma hwe se asem nto a uhu bibi so faso dano mekai na metai apai na apai oni me be apai wa salam down na mi gina onu mu na ebesi mitrim say iti nkaye wo baby a organizers bi o mo operate a eye 24-hour nanka obetumi afre na obetumi akọ no masenka metai baby a me gina nka me fix you and obi kire me say me nko North Kaneshi na nkofo
salam down
yes North Kaneshi apala me ko no obi so operate na okohwe nipa St. Teresa's ampa okohwe nipa asaline wo ho no mu a even sometimes anajo de suom unim say obetumi akwakohia ebia o legal advisor ana lawyer bi na osi o yehia document bi anopa tututu ye de kokota anopa upe ba bi cry photocopy ana aya printing na unya because your system no ama ye believe say 5 bo 6 bo obi anko fi nkoda nya sa na te but you know 24-hour economy ya ye kana asemi the encapsulation and amalgamation of the private and the public sector be mani nyina ya adwuma na yetumi de create nyuma ma mebo ni biaye se eba no government institutions na any public institutions no when we talk about inefficiencies any operating at the full optimum near level no we know say many of the institutions no omu ya adwuma no mani nsi intino obekọ na adwuma esesenka ye no within 1 hour no nipa okobna ne betranse a be say 6 hours not on way with one person here but you see adenti na 24-hour economy we say obi eba no pa because nyina no ye schedule ene ye hyehyɛ no enye pe o ti ase obi wo no mu a the free time ye weekend obi so de ne ye normal days anytime bia ono abenya opportunity. So I'm asking say adenti na these public institutions yet to me yen such that baby to say passport office one mo obeko obe sorry no akakodi wono mi wa na kaba anajo time no bi so for so akakogina mu eye adwuma o ti ase enti no sa discussion we aye have we no ye woni ma bebre a ekokokoko so a ye nyina no ke be benefit yes ye ka se operate ni allow 24-hour economy na mana operate a ni ehu say yes se share sa na ekohwe last week me call here university na me certificate arrangement of me name no na asama ba ho kakra na me call almost exams office na omo kire me particular desk bi ti o must fi akra no patututu akwakodu onum me kodu onum tena say almost like 3 hours nipa no be attend to me no yes your my na me share that say on fa mo fa ne na mama me friend wo phone so say my bet na say me pese me din no issues wo me fi akra na aba no see me nja me pick form bi na me nsesa no me nsesa e no me see me follow up with the call maintaining kan ade chiye me friend no from 8 to 11 me friend no say o me do office me do a me also friend the third day o see me do office here. This should tell you something. Ade say chire on say o wo schedule bi o na adwin say sa from 8 to 11 na nka say o ya adwuma mo bi nya no so fa so no onya available enti say kai o 24-hour economy e operate a na nka obi for so was free time no obetumi aya say no usika na say 3000 na obi ji mu 200 no obeye from 8 to 10 na why free me boa this 24-hour economy na ye kan wasem no ebem easy pressure on crop so even krano is good for your own health adwuma no oye kakra na wosi wontumi ya wakoda obi a ndi obi aka na isi
na se mo run shift kra na ti se wo ko night a e wo se nipa ne bebe yi onim se by 6-7 am no e wo se mi koyi wei e ma ne koma ne ba on nam ho no nka se 11 am no on by office
you see
because your bad night no apon nti wo so wo ba
nti ebema system no ebe easy pressure or system ni mu yankasa ya pomudin kra no ebeboa nti na hu se nyobi ya na o pesika gidigidi bi obi wono mu a oye adwuma kakra na kakra ba oye fine obetumi akọ nti 2 hours no nya na ebi asenka ye obenya no 150 cedis bi a day na 80 cedis bi a oni mo any calculation asa then no dey call nti no sa na ma we mu na discussion we e kan we na ye but see adaba ko so important I say na have it ye dey adwen ko ho no eye the infrastructure ebe masa 24-hour economy we no around ye any say see am no ka say on say chairman e kan say security my filling stations for operating street lights any de keka ho sa nyama we mu na no say you put in place all these mechanisms ebema sa 24-hour economy no
but to operate 24 hour
yeah operate
and omu good no
ni na ye
yeah
iti sa economy ya kan wa say sa presence of structures ebema sa economy sa 24-hour economy ya operate mo say ye hwe na ebetumi amana ya adwuma mampacho me de ma no besi no nim ora Bawumia any some of the government appointees no omo comment omo send omo kasa no dedi kan utie ora Bawumia senia o kan nsem no a opese on kire se adwin bia emfi ni ho a efi obi fufuro ho no enya adwin papa mimi tnai mimi nya MPP ni
so no year 2016
me nya ndc ni ba you see se obi di ade ba na se adwin wo mu afa boa no omo buy omo different SHS buy say party asem buy boy untumi ye konongo kaya enka say your party nti adwen no say sebi asem wo de aba no nyansa wo mu a obeka say
no mo dey free SH buy onkuruma dey free SH buy that
yeah I'm saying say like say omo discuss here in 2016 no am I nyina support and
I went to school and free senior secondary school
boarding because they school crano
me I went to school free because school free and it was not introduced by Akufo-Addo na me buy no other people had gone through it free inti ni amobaye no is not a novelty na da hodada
yeah
you can only say that you expanded it
in fact during their time university was free
yeah Akufo-Addo omoko kunye free because they were supposed to eat beef and they were given chicken
and egg the NSO, yeah. They fought, they demonstrated say more egg instead of beef
and omu demonstrate
every weekend be a mama
job universities na baby and now mo friend of cafeteria no that is their dining halls
This every weekend me name mom dey.
Your mom George wa pens and bibia the mom just so that you be happy to go to school. Cigarette. They were giving cigarette for free.
Ebi mo share say omo hye no.
What I say? And so if you look at your forebearers, it esa omo twa to ho ma Akufo-Addo no be benefit e. Na hwe omo na omo benefit e omo abrabo a. Na obi ye MPP ni na Akufo-Addo so ama free SHS.
Na wa kwakan.
Na we are happy of the limping policies of Akufo-Addo, then you are very sick in the brain.
Dabi, uche, Edward Mahama echuro book.
Seriously?
The New Ghanaian, a mandate for change.
The New Ghanaian.
A mandate for change. Edward Mahama.
So I remember list to so.
Me chere no bibi ansa me say New Ghanaian mandate for change, you know. Edward Mahama ka kire yen say oni Akufo-Addo. Atta Mills. Any Afarijan, they were in the university together.
Okay.
The same period. Yes. Time now, no Edward Mahama, Okofa Nanchie Ka, Eddie Bakrano, na Akufo-Addo, na Ochik Benz, university.
He was being chauffeured.
Na no Ochik Benz were university. Na almost sorry, answer no Obeko school. Na there was somebody now abe polish on Pabwa. Oko school class ebano, they lay your bed for you. And ne policies now you're running no, compared with what you went through in order to study. And even your academic records are not the best of standard.
Well, we need BBR. We need third class. Third class.
The today Medema no AC was asking well. Now me care about Dr. Bawumia Asem say. You know, I think say I'm ready to say before I be allow Ora Bawumia say obe kasa obe mount platform be say obe campaign. Didi kind ne promises are etwemu oda so aban mu no yes say oye modest enough say obey account to Ghanaians say ehefa no aba bidu because it to me janu akeke say onya so ya no ma promises meye we meye say me wabra doti aban mu ankasa no ankasa to pretend over na ogina mu pampe no onye bi aye no sa so ne obi compete over new ideas ah ye dey ba na dey mi yakra ne say unim so asanso ajabwa no ho safo hini e no see digitalization no esi dan me catch us say this so called mobile event saying interoperability sa dey we
It used to be there.
see me na me adwuma me wo GN Haptel I operate 2015 with GN money with Pay Global even foreign remittances na I was sending all the banks and even Vodafone dey keka ho minim kwa password all of a sudden yes ba Bawumia na si or the buy ya hu bi da
What does you juma with GN Bank?
No, I don't work there again. So maguno
Okay.
O maguno
You see, you are unemployed.
Yes, I'm unemployed.
Very good.
Enti say yete hase na se ne ye kasa na se obegina na obeji fans so why see ya no you see yen see a drawn attention say yes the odi ahwede ebe fie ma once na ba no say nkrofo ba na so munya ode omunya dodomu yale ne yade bone diarrhea see ebisa no adenti ana niama wa ya asa ne de ompeso bete opeso ntwi ne ho free economic mismanagement no de on ka se ade digitalization no on no de abon no safo ni for me and say
obi see office no wo buy office no see wakra ha unko see bi wo bogatanga unko see bi wo western north unko see bi wo baabia de obi ye eno na wugina ho na wo de yo no but on san ka be na wo kan bibi say era bia
that's what can be
on this to well ajet to say on frame uncle
so me era bia ne de eba digitalize de eba to boots com center no ne ade nyina ade eba me era fi say ono ne era de aba sa digitalization hookups.
Yeah, I think you are right. Hookups, papa. Yeah.
Hookups. Eno na aba, eno ni ade a ono na era no, eno na aba, de omo de ye no. Eno na aba. There's nothing like this digitalization there na said the muke interoperability and hwan hookups. Because unemployment rate, nurses, graduates, crofo bebre, ade a omo hye dem na do a omo ye hookups. Me ye niwa aba starting
there. Yeah, if you go to all the Facebook and other platforms.
Dr. Bomia, who are ready abeni?
Well, Charlie, what they lose to work and what they want. Na me dey we make am home tea. Hami.
Ko na epokuso nana.
Dabi ho. Menu ya ina minim say oni adwuma biom.
Oh, say wo adwuma no de egu.
Nti ono kura mpa onya unemployed o ya redundant.
Ya asemu.
Enti na wan share tie no.
So one so na di change ya de Dr. Bami amo abosumfo yi ba ye yo abusuefue. List o yenko.
Tarama. Mamenchia empempem ankuma omo agibreti. So me bana me ye interview kasafiri efufro so na. Okay. Me drew traffic mu biara na it was very loud. And
now kasafiri no so na ye louder.
Debi unse na me drew traffic mu a it becomes louder. Me come me be me dey keep to and obi so be ntina ogbo safem na nti afekura de me do. It me ready, you know. It means a lot of people are listening. It me che obia me chia the chief of Sankana. Ono so be me chief enche kra.
Oso be your chief. Am I no him, Messi no him.
Na menchia minua divine. I don't hear the baba me yo ya. Ala ka se no me kwa koye sanko furi bia. I want to be proud Sankana chief, you know, na minamana. I like their regalia no. I'm fair. Now, on a more serious note, I don't want to discuss Bawumia because I think it doesn't make sense, and I find it difficult to discuss people like him, especially when I know he's being puppeted by persons that omuni nimdiebia omudebe buano ama they refrain from a very intolerable behavior were put up for a very long time. I thought, sir, in Kanipa Wuni no, Nanka Wushu answer. But the more Bawumia ages,
okay,
the more
buffoonery.
Me person me discuss it. Then
Yanka about Akufo-Addo condemning that clean up exercise.
I don't find any sense in that also. Both of them don't make sense. What must say? Obi ko any clean up exercise, you condemning clean up exercise. Kofi Akufo-Addo ni fie hu fi.
Or condemning machete niema ne kura wo mo a.
Are they not things? No, me pacho eno yen fan no. Ena se no krampo no. So omo de kwa akoya de bi e be incentivize and I say be ma enkofa militarize that. I support it. What you want, Papa Penny Jimmy? No, sometimes no. Who go job baby can say or die. And they are winning election. Now can say what can say about the town mama actually Akufo-Addo say only we are bambim. James and so therefore in the post for no omdineti no. Oh you be dwane. Who the pa omu pa. Na say na adwe ye say we can condemn. Me I support it. I support every one of them that went there. In fact, I did it.
Stability.
What is peace? No, what is peace when there is no justice? What is peace? Although I don't know who peace. We will show him where the power lies. Or the upper on there. We will go there. We will match them boot for boot. We will match them. And nobody in this country can do anything. Peace council cannot stop anybody from doing what we have to do. We will take power at all cost. We will resist. However, we will use whatever. However, we will resist it and make sure Akufo-Addo and his chorus no. You better Timoswa do. If that is what you want to do, you better Timo. Jomahama and Timoa, yenene day. We will make sure we get them to that insawem. Because somebody might be doing kwasesa from ready. I feel no be actually second usu. What is more dangerous than obi a onu ye na djuma? What pan na kotle fie? We can second to ni ntu aka we ko be nya faso wa asamado. Onamia se na brabo nyina say na wote wonu papa penu ka se Jimmy te say wonu wo ma na mugu fie wonu. We will match you boot for boot. You can't do foko. I encourage every youth to be encouraged. Said your course one. Let us all be in unison and practice what we have seen.
But as now as a we inciting.
What is maybe you can say incitement? Akufo-Addo is inciting me to be incited. I come to me. Me first can go do be a feature say me kodo. Nonsense. moving forward idea me person me discuss it. Yeah, you see, baby, I drew as on mine. And who be here? Say, Ubia Sebio Obenya access to opportunities are across the country. No, Obe utilizing ye. And ne anopay. And I'm a me fupa. Oh, there are things that happen. We allow for empaniphobia to think said they are lords over us when they are supposed to be servants. Look at who is preaching peace. Hey, I say where you are. In fact, just by the announcement of self before the city boyfriend, and I
say no preach peace. Mo Bianca say no preach peace. Nipa na or ye peace probably is the Minister for Defense and the National Security Minister, because wa opanti obi as a communications officer for Ghana Gas, instead of concentrating on his job. Now Wajai now also your deputy communications director Emma Opati. Now also our petition Edima special prosecutor. Or the petition no kwa. Now I say I'm going to demonstrate. On nipa no nsema wo kwa petition no. So if you could go directly to your mama, why petition the special prosecutor? The answer na woka no. Te say President Kufuor akotena ne fie. Na waka say President Kufuor efa Ghana sika ekoto hotel di wawa. And because of that, you are protesting to his private residence. If you have a case, you petition the court, the legal process. You don't even call the fee. What do you say?
If your brother, look, Ben, Meba, if your brother, the IGP, will not find wisdom to go to court over such thing, and will go and allow for him to say he will go and picket or demonstrate at John Mahama office. Me na beka change this for say, mo allow the man ko ye wia, ye be ko IGP fie, ye be ko obia fie. Dabi. It's a Pandora box no be. It's a flag gate no. Ye be ko obia fie.
Okay, papa drill ship. Drill ship. Etikube no. Ono drill ship no. Na say ye say what on Ghana drill ship and all this ikanu e share polythene bag o petromanto mu e fi London e de ba ya. Enti you have committed a cardinal crime against the state of Ghana. Into your bofie abeye demonstration. How will you think it is? Now say Ghana police for eka say oh kind of betimi akọ. The Ghana police service permitted Owusu Bempa and an Nkrofo say betimi akọ to be private residence. Go. Into moko no and any party for say okay say mobile yes so dana mo beba no sa da no ye be clean up
you ye mpefin.
Enti this thing was foretold. Me call your friend say TV3 sa da no ena basintale e ka say oh now no krampo ni akranti na call ye say o mo call akopesi kan ya etimi twa say na twa say because be chicha bibia wo. Then I said on the Dana now Mokakoyesa protest on the 16th of November. Sa Dano so and na ye babe Mama Teresa ne state funeral. So I asked, if you are a true MPP person, the first person to bring political glory to the MPP is President Kufuor. Now ye babe ye ni yiri a year. You want to go and do protest? Now moso. The first person to bring about a change of government from one political party to another, President Kufuor. If we are celebrating democracy, more NDC for why do you have to go and do this? So Omoching Esanye. Then they fix another date. And Kenya National Security, any the Minister for your friends and Defense, Dominic Little, and Amuba and Amuka say Ma Owusu Bempa and Nkrofo no nkohwa. Nkase kan no betwa. Because if you are clearing weeds, say weeds, they are unwanted things that are grown among us. Now say nipa bi ebejina ho a na omo en move a You cut the arrest.
Don't you see Apapo is a weed?
How else do you think so in that instant, the president was enjoying say, hey, nani na ekwakosino and fata, but is it the first time? Okay, rally now moko ye ewo be personal. Ensida. You remember what was the president condemnation of it? Say yemfa power emma to me emma obi ensida. The president never condemned it. So we should thank God. Say, oh, but me, I laugh at them. Only baby, the NDC flag bearer in the office. It's not far from the vice president's house. It's not the be at your mama in the office. Any vice president office, no, a bang. So I'm sure that the cleanup could have affected the vice president house as well. And yes, sir. So we should just be careful. Provocation, provocation, even in law. When you can, your friends say you can justify provocation, your action will be admissible. So, I think that it was unthinkable, but Ghana for Abre, and they think that BBR is for President Akufo-Addo's excitement. But Bibia see the excitement, you know.
Because Ben.
So and I think that
they see you what South. Civilians
and you think we will sit and watch Ghana for so who the abaya kwako to 2024 no we will make them book for boot. Oh, that's all. Look, how many police were Ghana hanging now? Only 52,000. How many 52,000 can you get in every community? 52,000. Don't was saying in every constituency.
Listen well.
We will match everybody boot for boot.
Practical example.
You kill us and you become president over us, and you think we will be fools to watch you be our president and be. No, echo job baby kase. Or kwa kodoa. What baby say condemn. We condemn your presidency first. May God punish you and fire you.
Only Burkina Faso, Blaise Compaoré.
Fools.
Now you're president.
You don't have
the day that Dana or Mubabe to Blaise Compaoré no. Now yesha say yeshishi. They started from the political party office of Blaise Compaoré. Now more Parliament House. And now Onowa Kosisa soldier force instructed the army commander say they should go and take action. Then the army commander said, my son is in the protest. Ono army commander no neba ewo protest nimu. What action am I going to take to save my son? Meba ejuma na ameya no and so meba because my son has finished school onye ejuma yet. And they out now they want to oust you, then you come and gather us. We should go and kill that to enko. So any army officer that is coming to kill us,
why not?
Now
I will remind you of what happened.
So your children will be part, your relatives will be part.
Military general.
You think you kill other people?
The military general at I think at 4BN in Kumasi, who went and by the command of the regional minister to go and kill demonstrators. Oko enu ako defend say asoja for na de no mo ye ne yare papa. Nyankopon wa tua ne ka. Atua oni na sefo nyina ka even into their 10th generation. Nyankopon be sa koso atua ne ka. Me be tell studio na me say nipa wa ku omo wa sa ko gina TV so defend say wa ku nipa. Unim say America ne mamienu oba baako be ma baako. Ena bema na kokum oba no ena Nyankopon asame ache bema no so akwakotum o de nyamitimi ye Nyankopon wo twa nkwasiafo ka seni omunyuma tie wo kunipa wo twa be president. You have a mouth to want to condemn what is more condemnable than you and your presidency?
No one will kill anybody for anybody to be president. Let no youth use and incited. say we will defend our democracy.
Yes.
We will fight for our democracy, and justice must prevail.
The best way to defend yourself, the military will tell you, and I won't repeat it here. The best way to defend a attack. What now? Na Akufo-Addo be ku na koye yi a. Wo abusuafo na be ye me yi no. Na sojafo na wo be ku no so abusuafo nya yi. Etina omo de be su nyansa. Sani e kwaseampani na wo ko soja pani na ono ne ma mienu na sese ne ma no oni ba akokra Yakupon na twa. Let Akufo-Addo learn that. What attack one civilian o ma no you don't attack obia. We must do that. Now politician the best nyansa. Say John Mahama Baba e mampani. Now ma say tuon kasa and the mampani anase bibia. We should be able to go and attack the family. That is what I preach. A tooth for a tooth, an eye for an eye. A good for the years and kajan komani mamha on Nandana on nama free. What me approve what more painful by mampani. Most of your colleagues are 14 years akosi judiciary. Sir Rollins, when did Rollins do that? It was in a military junta. Was it in a democracy? You kill human beings in a democracy to become president, and you have the effrontery to come and condemn what? What is so bien? Omukodo ayano, omukoye clean up exercise no. Akufo-Addo we fit le honyina. E honyina fi. Huni. You call clear John Mahama fear wa. And also so say you don't want to be encouraged. Ko na ko kosesa zoom live for dem ko pra ufie. Ufie o fi nyina mo ko pra. Now let me go to the very important topic. Yeah, no sunyasa ba kokrenim. You see, I've told you that they have never made sense. Because you see, they have not become a government, they have not formed a government in the interest of the people of this country. Akufo-Addo became president because he wants to be recorded as president. Now only and this bia. That is the only reason why it was not his brainchild. For example, many Alan Chematin Ayejuma as an aide. Probably so it helped me shape my trade and industry mentality. First no, na ma adwene me say kotobeton no eno ana yeye Kumasi for there. That's all that we used to do. In fact, because school and that had been how I lived my life to survive. Aside from the Oledi de Bemaone, the Ankilone, Popi de Bemano, you have to be a good trader on campus to survive. Intime force maton bida our campus. Obi oni mi bia no more frame life man. That's me. I will make force like aqua causes force. Ako laundry e wasafu me londa na me de ba wan hwe kra wo wedwen say broni enye wawu
we storage jet
most of them yes e do attack problem tie ye the rubber share tag ne ho na ye call laundry bar still you see it new. That is how I used to live my life. And it got to a point me who say I say menye adwuma. And it was not a way of life again for me. I was getting a good salary and all that, so I left that. But maybe Alan, many Alan be Juman, and I may understand what industry no so a be boama o mane tumpon. In fact, so we discuss trade and industry e Ghana ha. I cannot praise my boss because I know he has a lot that he could have offered. Maybe he didn't have the opportunity. And you know, sometimes I think say Nejuma or no, and most of the proposals I have seen a Buebra like a opposite. He could have done more. But you see, for a trade minister,
current one year,
yes, who has succeeded no less a person but Alan Chematin to sit and write such buffoonery.
Near Okoton, your dress ship,
Dress ship, no. Well, not the court of leadership, no. Crawford, you see, they have become
Katie Hammond.
Look, let me tell you the experience I've had with all these people. President Kufuor, sometimes his silence does not help the cause of this country, because the most criminals in his regime, the most thieves, the most deviants, or more and are form of this government. And Akufo-Addo is the leader of that brigade. Shosaf Mafo, Kromfono, one Akufo-Addo advisor. This whole policy is about one thing.
Okay.
Look, me, I used to worry suffer. Akufo-Addo offer se bako. Na many ni dia gropa oba. Na okasem bi kire me. Say they went into a meeting and all they planned was to make sure Akufo-Addo becomes president, to execute what the Japanese is executing. You know, the entire facets of the Japanese economy, is under one family umbrella. All the facets of the economy of Japan, and one family pen the control. Mitie Gutafo, mitie players, industry players now. It looks like they are still thinking that Abano has had it wrong. No, it's deliberate. It's a deliberate effort to make sure one family, that is the Akufo-Addo Crawford Sakawa Tutuboto for family, armed robbery family, that family, monopolizes every facet of this economy. I don't think him. Share trade facilitation agreements under WTO and the World Customs Organization. So, Adam Wesa Emrawi. That all the international laws are against such stupid laws. We don't allow monopoly. Time my role is still Mimi Papa, no monopolize a slate a border so. Our role is corner. So could pay be Ghana school so. My father used to work with a company in Togo called Sototole. And yet Toto as in there.
Yes, code.
Oh, so Togolese company no. Me papa pe. And landlocked country say what the sub-region mu. Any a friend is saying Ghana and Benin on 6 countries on a supply the sole distributor. Only is on TV that, and truly me papa can't as a chairman didn't tell me papa had to go on exile. I told my father that no, but daddy, that's wrong. He was making more than 200% on a sheet
because onunkwa
the Ghana schools they are born dance. Rollins ehunyansa where they were for etuaba wama Harry Uncle Harry Sawyer and papa kushia say ye slate they are born Ghana schools so especially the coastal areas because how they aluzing ne koboa erasting tem tino slate ne so dey eche me papa that time no na UP ne CPP de dignity Rollins shia me mano wakashi trim to oba no company ne deje 1 cedi a set for the transport back home to the aya 150 me papa so oto ade no
1000 obekweza
na omsa busa ne say na ne the obey discount for their corporate social responsibility where school die what person ni hwe ye aban jeje to to say aban jeje to no timi fanya. And it was something that my father deliberately decided to do to make sure say aban will not be successful at getting the slate. Until Rollins is who say, if persuasion has failed, then let me use force. What must I say? It caused my father a whole period to have to go through some very, very, awkward areas. No, my father is very okay with. My father is just like me.
Okay.
He's blunt in life. He's on farm in Asipobia. First now, to me, name Yakabati Sekra, on him in Yakabim. Because who say, on one age mate a goof. So, baby, are you free back as or mine? We don't have to ever visit. And your ma, Sabrano, Yakasa Yabejini Breno, Yakabejini Brena, and yes, honey, many be. Just a war or be important, your ma. Eddie and Jessica, Unim, I'll give you a classical example. Call all the frozen business men and women, I'm more Ghana, Opa Africa and Japan. Obekacho said, La Bianca has monopolized the business because the family is behind La Bianca to take over their business. I don't know what you know. I don't care because me frozen business and my bida. What must I say? Who find your money bar when you for sure it be a 2 cities, 3 cities, but because you are always in business, no, you can make more money even after container no 40,000 4,000 pieces na egumu no 4,000 no wo dey fancy ba ku bia wo dey 1 cedi anya 4,000 cedis wa bra yesa wo dey 1 nya fe kra nya 1 cedi enti se ko ba se
internet
nipa ni business na wo ya ban na wo pese wo boama de na e champon e preach no e baswa obi eni won mo a oye trader wo Ghana ha farmer kodo na afu a minua Bernard do afu ko here ni farm e very na say kwa wontimi no bi fertilizer wontimi to
ne boy dey
he cannot buy. He used to do how many hectares? Now he cannot do even 1/3 of or I might say 1/3. You cannot even because your land. I've seen that you have left the whole place. You have not done anything to. Yeah.
Listo me was some female
trade industry no to say good for no traders no say Ghana for them more farmer no no the bekwa koton mo so they will end up the chain no wa on kon fa no money farmer no ma o magine duty a obeton wa haya no akoton abage ebi krampo be ko FD am ya ma no ayi ama na bage ama onu anya aden brands e free abrochire ba no Vietnamese and Thailand rice ne we na eba no e dey no mo ye anya bargain pe bibia e betimi aye na se okudwe to kofa machines buyer order farm order rice farm yeah who the difference between Thai rice and local one you can see it because machine no mo dey man mo no we polish neat what must say wo buy no obi aye sugar factory Obama sugar factory na ye adwuma na nke bia wo de emfa 100 of the percentage of sugar ye kra wan ye wo guno koton because the family wants to take over the sugar factory all the other year na what diversity nyina mo try my best to take over now obi ye na adwuma na sabi and they have nanama o afunu a opia ne mother efunu ye dia homa so ne kon na watwe ne ma finachi eno na mrofuka say don't put the cart before the horse. Which one first? You must make production go high. It's a free far a champion there no operation feed yourself no we were eating what we were growing.
Okay,
we were not doing much of importation. And one by itself no ebe generate your friend is saying debate they say okay I feel cry there emuna ye wo Ghana ha abuye so adan ye kra mo a ye di from no neba
mi wa muni bi kura
ebi ni ho enso to
poultry na nkasa dada na egu ebi ni ho
se wo pa he poultry farmers are ne omunya ya nanama
chale baby divine
maybe I have to take time because it's an arena poultry you know that was Oman's business kubusa dientia Dako farms eguye kubusa dientia it has been problematic for years. Una buy na so wa be ni ye. okura de wase ne kra
and Akufo-Addo kwa de asai
kra
family
then you minister wey wona aka say obi ti se kube wo so de ase kube aye twa so na wo ba be gina aka che say wakoye sa kohweko policy wey
si ahwehwa ama no list
of say wo be bro busuafo no na ma monopolize a whole industry, the trade industry ni nyina ma monopolize it will not see the light of the day
ya so aketi Hammond Divan
onim the
on so end time minister nti hwehwe sa na na ja execute
onim say sa asema Akufo-Addo e kan say se kan ne niama amotwetwen wo former president Mahama Fio no ya dia on so no na unim say kasi mi say bribrama amaniemba
atwitwamini bia so
srai ana ene say bibia nkoka papa enye twere da enye didi kan say efi hin ebedu ha hwe unim say sometimes wo hu say unu obi di asem na say oye no ho say oye patapa nti obo abra usua unum sese oje won enjedu ba bia onso odi ani bre
opa mohufu a woto ne bema
yes unum sese onso odi ani bre efesi no it's the same thing hwe unum say under this government won senior some people ewa ba mom we affiliated associated with the government in power say no mo feel pompous no mo feel so big say omo de bibia aye illegal unlawful bia no betumi aya form ho adi free ya kan de ye ne law abiding to the extent say obi betimi no obi anya asem o no etra ne dem no take decision na ke ko sen enua ne sen na ben say osu bempa unim say meti asem no me buafuo ma che say me dwin wa menti ase say o say o asem against a private citizen and say former former president oni no asem oni obi wa asem ani vie ne yere ni ko bonkuro ni vie ne yere ni ko di ekobonkuro eko kire wa adwen say ho na wo
mi wa Ghana gas na wo ho no ne ka over $600 million da ho e ho no ho asem ni ho no ma wo
o ma wie scan ni da
Ghana gas ya dwon ma ha
eno so Kenya Japan ka ho
o mo ye na gas na ye ton sika e ka $600 million da
no what sorry say what competition special prosecutor awie aho anson o pese wo nkire say wo ye be ma chan obi nti no o se wo gada wo ho e de akọ mampanyi fie me de na me twan showdown yie sa da ne say omo se omo wa akokoduro pa no metu amati a omo go fi onko hwe because disrespectful say e be ba otrimu krampo say o be sa because aban we yoti sui uni mabufo won krofo mu ayen kona na Akufo-Addo fie mimiti hey misika akamu aban entua mekaye mi road world me kwa abanji sika me boa se me chance we se mi chance police be che mi wa no misika ankasa mo say the so called banking sector cleanup exercise no e wo aban ho banking sector collapse e wo aban ho e wo ho misika ho mi ma be ko obi hwe me sorry one day e krafie se me ko adwuma ba me ba no na me de me sa pan me ko no yin se me wo sika o me account mu me balance ti say unim se me ba no me lusu ma adwuma
investment in so
me investment ni me sika nyina me lusu and na me no kasa go cost customers and banks customers na lusu o sika be bro no mu a unim se nde so aban se o mo invest sika for 5 years for whatever unim say na me no ka say so so bu afumpo na so so kwakwa yin kwa say usika no edu hefa ana say ten na ekoso kra there is no single office space e wo Ghana hanom a obetu akoko bisa say usika wa hin ye po abufu ye emba na Akufo-Addo ye nkok no for tafie ye hu amukra pa ye hwa mudin na ka unim say de abufuo e na ekosin nkofo I'm telling you tell me one day
na me ndisi fo nya adwen
unim say me ni fie
ja mo wan ba
unim say me ni fie
no e bia flag
de emra to honum say me Akufo-Addo a picture show TV so na kenefurata ba so na wonim na wo hwe and ye wafi bifie nti me obi anim say me say ye program na live na ho no ma me tar me tua electricity medum no just say obofi ma hu ebi oni mabufo mi mu nso me ko bu obi aye democracy and the year. They respect you who will be
Madam say, and you remember fast Seahorse engine oil, Seahorse 50/50 engine oil, ye coolant for engines beer, and my engine no engine and now so at Tiapo, and we see a Kumonia Sheshe, Basaba Sabia. There one other grace 33/67 coolant, and 10/90 coolant. Abusu would just so my engine no engine and now so Seahorse products, and I was a auto DCC or car. Mama dear Frey 0244 me pamacho me damasi 0244 577 559 0244 577 559
express one more
0244 577 559 0540 424386. Why you receive fear no diabetes, hypertension, infertility? Ya dey be how no mpem adwuma. Ye bi wonu guado gon last stop e wo Greenfield. Ya wo Bright Soldier capsules. E me mane manum sisi ya dey low spend count be free so. E ya pe Bright Garlic Plus capsules. Garlic ye adwuma wo ni pedua mu a. Srade ne ya mtim nyina e free wo so. Enu emienu abusu wo dwa so. Ya wo ambulance e dey small manfo. Obatua 500 Ghana cedis pe na ye nhwo ma ya dey bia Ubenya waya sa ewo Greenfield. Nungwado gon last stop Estate Junction. Press 0243 983906. 0243 983906. Asidaya NST Kwame Kwache. NST Okwewia. UG Badman da woman streaming live. Didi Edna na Mejako. Nana Poku Listowell. Divan Kroma. Bernard Mona mida munyina asi enenumre. Nana Mejako bosom kese na nakwa brabo biansa. Ni empress ba ko pere na nwumre me ba ya me bebe somwo. Up next is 6 p.m. news abusia ya da munyina ase. Good evening hwe ho si yate na sembi anto.